The train's passing by our bedroom window. It feels like the writing's on the wall. You try your best to reassure me, but lately I don't believe you at all. It takes time to build up some kind of mountain. It takes strength just to sit and watch it fall. We can't hope that it all wasn't for nothing, but for now I will just wait out in the hall. If I can't change your mind, then I wanna change for you every single night. Pick my clothes, run my life, 'cause I wanna change for you every single night. It's better than saying goodbye. It's better than saying goodbye. I know that this all sounds self-destructive, but I'll be the first to make it work. Use your hands and control me like a puppet, because losing your love right now is worse. We can't hope that it all wasn't for nothing, but for now I will just wait out in the hall. If I can't change your mind, then I wanna change for you every single night. Pick my clothes, run my life, 'cause I wanna change for you every single night. It's better than saying goodbye. I wanna change for you. It's better than saying goodbye. It's better than saying goodbye. I'll change for you. It's better than saying goodbye.
My girl, can't take my eye off you. Can't take my eye off you. Dim girl, don't got nothing on you. Don't got nothing on you. My heart is ready for something I haven't had in a long time. True love crime. I hope you know that it may hurt for a while. Let's slow down, slow down. I can see behind that broken smile. Nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. You're nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. You're nice, like cocoa, you're nice, like cocoa bread, like cocoa bread. Oh, you're nice, like cocoa, you're nice. Like cocoa bread, like cocoa bread. Ooh, driving date, watch a movie. Right by your side on duty, not too much or too sweet. Ooh, passion from yours truly. Let me know how you feel. Hope I'm not in too deep. Biwa, Phoebe, we die forever. Won't be alone forever. Get through the storm together. Girl, make some room. I know you still. You're nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. You're nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. You're nice, like cocoa, you're nice, like cocoa bread, like cocoa bread. Like cocoa, you're nice, like cocoa bread, like cocoa bread. Boy can't take the eye off you, them girl can't take the eye off you. My yeah, in my mind, oh you, my mind can't take my mind off you. Baby, oh come be my lady, oh give me a baby, got me talking crazy. You're nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread.
When you're running out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off, go off, so go off, go off, go off, go off. When you're running out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off, go off, so go off, go off, go off, go off. When you're running out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off, go off, so go off, 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 so go off, go off, go off, go off.
Hello and welcome to the Valorant Draft Circuit. It is time for the premier semifinals between Lucky Seven's Royal Flush and Anti-Tilt's Team Ego. My name is Childerose. I'll be casting for you tonight. Joining me on the cast for play-by-play is Kudatama, who's joining us for the first time. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm hoping my experience casting for my school's Valorant tournaments can transfer a little bit to tonight's game. So yeah, I'm very excited to join you tonight, Chill.
I am excited for this matchup. We bring you this semifinal matchup between the number one team in Premier, got through on a tiebreaker, but number one nonetheless, Royal Flush, finished the season 18-10. They will take on,
Wow.
they will take on Team Ego, Anti-Tilt's team, who I believe finished 15-13 on the season. So just enough for a winning record, and just enough for that final playoff spot. This will be a best of 3 series. Winner will move on to the grand final. Just 2 rounds here in Premier and Contenders, shorter playoffs. And coming into this matchup, interesting thing to note: these teams did play twice for 4 total maps. Royal Flush won every single one of them. They won Icebox,
Wow.
Fracture, Ascent, and Breeze. Interestingly, 3 of those maps, nope, 2 of those maps are banned, actually. Our first map will be Ascent. However, most of those maps were close. Breeze was an overtime win, and Ascent and Fracture both 13-10. And speaking of Ascent, that is our first map tonight. Map 2 will be Fracture, and the decider map, if you get that far, was fine. But starting on Ascent, that was a 13-10 victory for Royal Flush. Their overall record, though, not very good, just 2-2. Or no, sorry, 5-3. Looking at no, it is 2-2. I'm getting my teams mixed up. Team Ego was 5-3 on this map, so played it a lot more. They're pretty confident in it, and this was their map pick for the first map.
Looks like Ego is gonna does have a killjoy on their team. I'm kind of surprised that there isn't a killjoy coming out from Royal Flush, especially on that B bomb site. We already know how useful her utility can be, but again, Ego starting attacking side with double sentinels, not exactly an ideal pick for them. But I'm hoping they're probably hoping on the defending side they can turn it around with a lot of their picks here, because I mean, take a look at that. The Killjoy, the Chamber, got the KO for the Molly anti-push, got some anti-push on the Astra as well.
And we actually see a Phoenix lock. That is,
Wow.
I mean, that's surprising. We haven't seen Phoenix in forever, but with the buffs coming through recently.
With the buffs, right.
Yeah, Aped wants to go for it. So I'll be interested to see how this plays out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is one of the first games with the new Phoenix buffs for this tournament. So it's going to be definitely interesting to see whether or not the buffs are actually going to create an advantage for Ego.
Now, Ego, this was their map pick, but Royal Flush, who had the higher seed, was able to choose who got the map pick, and they intentionally selected to pick second because they wanted side selection on the first map. Looks like maybe they were expecting Ascent. Would seem like a pretty decent call, as Ascent is what they got, and they have the more balanced composition here, as Ego will be on this almost hyper defensive comp, but they do have the Duelist and the KO when they switch over.
But again, cracking through defenses is going to be a little bit difficult for Ego, at least for this attacking side. Bit of a spread out here. I don't know why Royal Flush opted to put 3 on A. I guess they decided that Silva is the only one that needs to go on B here, but
bit of a read maybe coming in.
Yeah, good read though.
Got 2 stacked up towards tree, and they've got this John Wall playing on site. He's already made contact with Beefy, got some armor off, but not a ton of damage. This is just a really slow hold right now from Ego. It's gonna be the flash in. We'll see if this triggers a push.
Deep head. Nice molly to the back site, but the smoke is going to force them right off the A bomb site, and the lurks onto B already coming into fruition from Ego, as now they're starting to take a little bit of space onto site. CT, or sitting towards CT, is Sova. I think he already knows that B site control has already been taken by Ego. Good rotation from them, but now the rotation is coming in from the CT side. Aped, though, does catch one on the rotation. John Lo, though, gets a nice little trade. Arnie right-click finds Shababs and Capper, and trading him out, and now it's down to a 1v3. Capper does have the Headhunter, but not a lot of health to work with as the bomb is already down, and they know his position already. He's swinging out towards Market, finds a nice headshot onto Spider, but two more members of Ego to try to take down. Not exactly an advantageous situation for him. Drops down towards the logs. I think he knows that Beefy is playing towards B main, but better on the trigger there as Beefy finds a nice headshot. That was a very nice pistol round from Ego. I mean,
yeah, that was super well played. Very nice lurk onto B, and that kill they got on the A site was a double stack, maybe even a triple stack of mollies. I'm not totally sure, but the Phoenix came in there with the hot hands, and it forced whoever was playing behind Generator, the Omen player for Royal Flush, into the Nano Swarm and went down. So nice little utility combination they had there. Maybe this Phoenix isn't as unexpected for them as it might be for us.
But absolutely a little bit of a brawl going down at mid as Jonlo somehow takes down Cresso, but at least Ani able to train out for Fox. Fortunately, a 1-for-1 force buy from Ego is already going decently, at least for Royal Flush, finding a nice pick, especially against a force buy.
And they want to get aggressive again.
But I don't. Yeah, they're gonna try to get aggressive here. 3 sent towards A main. I would not have expected that from Royal Flush, but it seems like it works. Except Aped finds a nice head tap. Or sorry, Aped goes down to Capper's Headhunter, and now Arnie knows that Capper's somewhere on site. I don't know if he's gonna expect him on top of the box, but he does. Now Ego have control of sight.
Yeah, things should stabilize for them here. That shot by Capper, I believe, was fully blind. Just pre-held angle. Good timing. Might call it luck. Some call it skill. A little bit of both there. And to me, the 3v3 retake round should go the way of Ego at this point. They have the better guns, but there's, I think, at least one Spectre on the other side that could have been picked up for Royal Flush. So we'll see what they can do here.
Right, absolutely. The entry's starting to come in. Arnie picking up his 3rd kill of the round, and Gyrox gets a nice spray down. Find 2. Arnie, fortunately, though, does find the trade, except 4 of Ego's members went down in that force buy. That is not exactly good for Ego. I mean, they picked up the round, but at what cost, really? 4 Spectres lost against pretty much a full eco from Royal Flush. And so ideally, Royal Flush with now their full buys should be able to convert this into a round for them. But again, some very unexpected things can happen, especially that last round where Ego somehow loses 4 members against a full eco round from Royal Flush.
Yeah, so it looks like maybe the lighter buy out of them. Should be, again, that first round for Royal Flush, but there's Sheriff, there's the Headhunter, and there's actually a Tour de Force online.
Yeah, that I did not.
Must have farmed an orb for that. Maybe even both, with how far he's sprinting across the map. But now this round is very much a threat for Royal Flush. If they give too many over to the Tour de Force, give some guns over, things scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tiger and the Phoenix also had run it back, actually managed to live there and just found a clean headshot. Whoa. Things are getting scary.
Things are getting a little bit intense on the A site. Aped finds a nice spray down. Gyrox finally able to shut him down, but unfortunately Spider has that refrag on lockdown, and Royal Flush looking a little bit worse for wear as 3 of their members are down, and 3 ults from
One enemy
the
remaining.
side of Ego to try to find this round, and they are finding it very well as Fox goes down. Arnie
Oh,
picks
Capper
him
has
up,
to
and
save, and
Cresso
Capper's dead.
and Capper goes down to Cresso on the flank, on the hold. And surprisingly, Ego do pick up that round, albeit at the cost of 3 ultimate abilities, but
I think that's worth it every time. Especially it's their bonus round. Tour de Force didn't end up doing a whole lot. I think it found 1 pick at the end of the round, but Ty on Phoenix was not going down there in the middle from Capper, just barely living, ended up coming in huge, found a headshot, and then clears a ton of space with the run it back. They clear out A site. The 4v2 advantage. Ego has a plan on this attack side. Maybe they almost baited Royal Flush into taking them to this attack side first, because they are playing extremely well so far. It was an early duel.
Yeah, all factors considered, Ego should not have been picking up these 4 rounds. Cresso, not sure what happened there. He's already on 5 HP in the first 30 seconds of the round. A little bit of a tap through the smoke, and Arnie looking to challenge towards Cat, but not sure if he's going to expect that there's going to be 2 people holding here. A lot of mid pressure from the attacking side. Shababs, though, does find some taps onto Arnie, and he goes down to the Sheriff.
Shabab's a very dangerous player, the top-rated player in Premier as a controller main, mind you. Potential MVP candidate, if not the favorite MVP candidate. Did find the headshot on earlier, who will actually get revenge for that dink. That was where Cresso Capper those also walked out on that kill. I can't find this. Things are going to get worrying a little bit because there's going to be some rifles recovered and there's a whole lot of space lost.
Right.
30
They're finding
seconds
so
left.
much utility with the Headhunter, with the Sheriffs. Like, Ego is having too many members fall to these extremely good aimers on the side of Royal Flush, but now control on the A bomb site with very little time left, and hypothetically this is a very hard retake for Royal Flush, but a lot of their members are stacked up towards Heaven, made a little bit easier by Capper, who finds the Tour de Force kill, and Abed under Heaven. Not sure if they're going to expect this position. Yes, they are. Knows that there's one under right now, and they're trying to get a pincer in. Jet coming in from doors, and Capper treating out Spider, but now it's down to a 1v1. Tour de Force is online, and Capper is trying to swing out with the Headhunter. Abed, though, has that angle locked down, and fortunately for the side of Ego, they do pick up that round, but Royal Flush again finding so many members of Ego. Yeah, that
made that really scary. The Tour de Force for Ego in the bonus round didn't end up doing a whole lot, only found 1, but I do believe the Tour de Force from Capper there found 2 or 3. And almost the last there to secure the 1v1 clutch. Thankfully aped on the Phoenix just with the aim, with the clean headshot to make sure things didn't get too scary. Or well, make sure the things that were very scary didn't completely fall apart. As I haven't noticed this, but if they have been giving him the orbs, I mean he's already on 5 again for the Phoenix ult, which was just used a couple of rounds ago. They are farming this ultimate, and honestly, one of the best ults in the game to farm, if you ask me. 6-point cost, really easy to get back online. Find 1 or 2 kills with it and die. Like, I mean, that's half your ult back already, not to mention farming orbs in the later rounds. They just want to go straight for A here.
Yeah, BT the boy first onto the bomb site, blinded, trying to rush in, trying to find some value, but Jyrock shuts him down, and Shababs from doors finds 2. Fox as well with a double. That round was shut down in quite literally 10 seconds by Royal Flush, and they find a score on the board here, now 1-4.
I don't even know if it was 10 seconds. It was really like 3. That's one of the dangers of Ascent. If you try to funnel straight through A or B main, you can just get gunned down, and that's what we saw happen there.
They did not force enough util out of Royal Flush. They just ran straight into the blinds and into the smokes and into the flashes, and unfortunately their ego was a little bit too high that round.
They've been playing the attack side very well so far. We'll see if they continue going for the split control and the mid control.
Yeah, again, consistency is key, especially against a team like Royal Flush, who expectedly is
team.
extremely hard to play against, and
Watch your eyes.
now they know that one is wine. Beefy boy, nice. Nice little transition there onto a head, and Gyrox does find the run it back, but now they're pushing into wine to try to take control. Spraying down Gyrox, nice flash from him. Does get traded out by Abed, but does find a double, or sorry, yes, a double kill towards A main, and they, wow, Eagle really do love their A site. I mean,
A gift.
bomb down again.
When the crunches they're doing on A site are working so well,
yeah,
can you blame
absolutely.
them? Last time they tried to
Yeah.
go through A main, this time they heavily corrected by taking a ton of mid control. They were able to get through Cat, and obviously the aggression in A main for Royal Flush also ends up not working out for them in the long term. I think it was a 2-for-1 in the favor of the other team. See if they want to go for this retake.
You're seeing way too many cracks in Royal Flush's defense on the A bomb site, and I mean, what can Kappa really do? Yeah, he's just gotta get out of there.
Another good round from Ego. He's
Another
actually
round
going to go
to Ego.
down.
Yep.
A really good round from Ego. They are playing this map. One of the things that's been a theme of the VDC across all 4 of our tiers, from contender all the way up to here in Premier, is a lot of teams don't know how to play attack on this map. They rush through one choke point. Their defaults don't accomplish much. Ego has very clearly come into Ascent with a plan, and a very, very strong plan on the attack side. They are taking a bunch of map control on both extremities and in mid sometimes, mixing it up a little bit, and they are using it to the best of their ability when they can. They're also, I mean, this Phoenix pick, a surprise pick, they're also using very well, getting a lot of ultimates from, and it's really paying off as we see them once again. They're going for the B presence early. Beefy Boy will find one. John Lol, though, with the Blade Storm, finds a trade. We'll see what Beefy can find as he's pushing through the smoke. Didn't clear.
Ooh, did not clear that corner. Quite unfortunate for him. Shabazz playing towards logs. I mean, Beefy Boy should have cleared that, especially since he already had the flash to support him in that entry. And again, Royal Flush picking off members of Eco just one by one. And I mean, their team is not together. There's someone playing towards Market and one playing towards B main. I mean, doesn't seem like there's much for them to do here. Royal Flush's defense seems to be very solid. They're watching every single angle. But Shababs is giving a lot of mid control away as they inch their way onto the bomb site.
Timing game. It's gonna be on the Cresto
John
now.
Lol.
In the 1v3, only knows the location of John Lol.
30 seconds
at this point.
He's not
Isn't
watching the
looking.
right angle.
Dash online though.
Fortunately, though, Tailwind gets him straight out of there, and Creso swinging through from lane and finds a headshot onto John Lol, but
This is winnable.
yeah. Up to 1v2. Creso does have the utility to work with. Fortunately, though, Capper
Yeah,
finds the headshot, and Royal Flush pick up this round.
just better aim there in the end. And Royal Flush paid for some over-aggression. Tried to push too quickly onto the B site, didn't clear everything. There was nobody behind their KO player whose name I will learn by the end of the series, I promise. It's just sometimes hard to remember who's on what team.
Right,
but
absolutely.
Definitely over-eager through that smoke, nobody behind to trade onto anything really. And,
Yeah, I mean, he had the ult.
gets picked
He had
apart.
the ult and he had the flash as well. I mean, I don't know why he didn't call
Beefy
out
the
for
boy.
one of his teammates to try to go for a trade in that situation. Again, Ego not playing the attacker's side too well now, not trying to avoid a lot of the utility from Royal Flush. Nice swing from Capper.
Yeah, got
The
punished
operator
there.
can't stop it.
And they're gonna get
They're
punished
getting
again.
punished by
Yeah.
Ego again.
I got the
Or sorry, by utility again, Gyrox. Molly finds one of Ego's members and he goes down, and that's 2 of their members gone again. So early in the round, and now Ego without a man advantage. Even less of a man advantage now as Fox. That's a nice little head tap. Again, they're leaving it to 2 players. And really only one of them have, like, really unreliable entry util, so And that's on
Yeah,
Cresso,
this should
who's-
be a 1 round for Royal
Enemy
Flush.
remaining.
That aim duel going the way of John Lol should be pretty much said and done for Ego in this round. And it's just that A aggression from Ape got absolutely punished. I don't even think he flashed around the corner. Capper just sitting there with the op, and then
Yeah, I mean, they're
Gyrox
just
able to get in the
running.
line. It was completely shut down, and they over-aggressed. Ended up losing pretty much the round for it.
Yeah, again, they're just forcing their way through Royal Flush's util, which really isn't going their way at all. I mean, they're not even trying to bait their util. They should play like the earlier rounds where they take some mid control. They try to take more control of the map instead of just sending 2 and dying to, frankly, 1 or 2 pieces of util that Royal Flush throw out.
And we're starting to see Ego bounce back. They're getting, that's twice in a row, aggressive plays out of each side really have gone the way of Royal Flush. The previous round, it was the aggression of Ego into B main that got them punished. And this round, it's the aggression. It was a mix of both, Ape getting too aggressive and Royal Flush timing their aggression well, because you can see they're not even set up for, I mean, they're set up more towards mid and B this time. Gyrox playing back on A site. That was a timed play, a one-off play. Gyrox will have some token contest for Ego, who are on a bit of a weaker buy here. We see Spider here just with the Sheriff in hand. So the economy's been broken by Royal Flush. But Ego might have the read here. They're trying to crunch onto A, and there's only one player here to receive it if they go fast enough. I just don't think they're going to. Fox is rotated in. Fox just isn't looking, though. If somebody swings right now, Fox is dead, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, the timing is so poor.
Going up.
Now have a lot of mid and cat control considering Royal Flush's weaponry here. I mean,
Royal Flush is actually rotated way over back towards A. They've over-rotated towards A now. They were over-rotated towards B at the beginning of the round, almost got caught for it. Now they're getting picked apart slowly. They have no clue where anybody is. John Lol's on 1 HP, back of sight right now, has to defend it all on his lonesome. He's just gonna get right-clicked.
Oh,
They still have an
no, this is...
They have a bunch of unknown positions to worry about as well. This mid lurk from Cresso could be deadly. We got the late lurk as well. And Aped, who's looping back around. Yeah, they don't have too many weapons, but they have the numbers. They can convert this round.
Yeah, Ego, why is Cresso not pressing left click? Goes down to Shababs, and Fox somehow finds a headshot into Apes, and now it's down to equal footing as the entry comes in from Royal Flush to try to take back this site, but the detain forces them into a very far back position. Shababs with a nice headshot there, and now 2v2 as the bomb takes down Arnie, picks up a kill into Capper, and Shababs pushed up a little too far, finds
Really
really
nice. Really nice thrifty round by Ego. They played Royal Flush like a puppet. They had them pulled on each side of the map, had them rotated on A, and actually missed a bit of a timing window where they could have gotten an A for free, but it actually worked out so much better for them because Aped finds a free pick. They find another pick onto John Lol, who was left alone on B site after the over-rotation towards A. They catch such a huge timing.
Here.
Cresso as well should have had a free pick in mid. Ended up, I think, was trying to play trigger discipline, hoping a second would walk forward would be my guess. And
I did not know why he just did not try to tap his head there.
I would hope that's why
kind
he
of
didn't shoot Shabazz.
A little bit of a blunder from Cresso.
The lockdown, though.
Lockdown on B, yes.
It was enough to save the round for them, thankfully.
Absolutely.
After the misplay.
Flush into a very far back position where they couldn't force Ego to take a fight early on in that retake.
And it obviously would have been ideal to walk out of that round with the lockdown still online, but I think it's a good use to secure the round there. With Cresso going down and another player going down, the retake was becoming far more possible. So throw it down, secure the round, especially in thrifty fashion. And they still have ultimates to work with. They have to run it back online again. They've been making use of, and it's actually coming through right now as they're going to hit onto the A site just straight through main this time.
Well, we're going to see that aggression already getting shut down. Apes goes down, and Royal Flush trying to defend the site as best as they can. Gyrox, though, goes down, and Fox, right before that op pulps takedown, takes down Beefy the Boy, and Capper also finding a nice headshot.
From Cresso needs to come faster.
Yeah, he's alone on the site. 8-bet, there's nothing he can do. He just goes down to the pressure and the pincer from Royal Flush, and Shababs knows that there's one pushing up Cat, and that's Cresso going down. Arnie, not much he can do with the tour de force as there's 10 seconds. Really a 1v1. I mean, what's he gonna do? The fake teleportation from him. Now they have all the information. And, I mean, there's a round that goes to Royal Flush. Arnie, not much he can do. Just tries to rush on through, and Capper, a nice triple kill on the A-bomb site to defend that take.
Not a whole lot that was going to go the way of Ego there. After they catch a timing on Royal Flush in the previous round, they get caught on a timing. As we're getting some replays here from the whiff, because of course we are. Josh is on replay, and that's all he does. But yeah, we see every timing go against Ego in that round. The run it back had to get popped right as the 0 point was going off because they wanted to do the hit. Now that at that moment they probably weren't ready yet. No utility other than the run it back to work with. And then right as Beefy the Boy is going for, Spider just misses on Capper teleporting away. But Beefy the Boy was just going for null command and died as it was being popped. Couldn't get resurrected, and actually the ultimate was used up as well. So caught the unluckiest timing for a null command you could imagine. And actually this aggression through B main has caught up to Ego here. They've lost too much. Spider turn around with a 3K.
That is an insane triple from him up towards mid. That like instantly turned the entire round into equal footing.
I was caught talking way too much about the previous round. I didn't even notice that lurk coming up behind, not doing a good job at color.
No, you're good.
Spider
Again, the
though
turret goes up. They They do have bomb.
They know where the operator
40 seconds
is.
On the clock.
Yeah, they just heard the operators. They're gonna go towards A, and they're actually just gonna find nobody.
Yep.
So
they're gonna find that there's nobody holding the bomb.
30 seconds left.
Holding the site, and it's free bomb plan for them. Down to a 2v2. Royal Flush does have a KO, and they do have a null command, and unfortunately, no util on the side of Ego as Spider swings out for his fourth kill, but goes down to Capper, and Beefy Boy fortunately does get that trade, and again Spider.
Last round in the half.
Some insane aim from him coming into this
Absolutely
game. You don't
huge
really
play.
expect this. You don't really expect this from Spider.
Maybe not from Spider, not from anyone on Killjoy most of the time either.
Exactly.
Cheers.
Yeah, Spider's been a solid player for the team, but that was, if there was ever a round to get a huge 4K, it was that moment. They lost the first 3 picks, and Spider brought them all back one by one in the span of a couple of seconds. Finds, technically the 4th was at the end of the round because of how null command works, but found another pick and almost went for the ace there.
So
huge play,
super
huge
close
round.
on the ace, but Capper with
Ego.
the op. I mean, what can you do against that?
Yeah, Ego again have his default going in mid. This time they're more conscious of the flank pick coming from B. I don't think Royal Flush are going to go for it again. I'm sure they're a little, caught off by the fact that after that round started so well for them, it turned against them. They had a huge timing, a huge read, and Spider brought it all back, but it's actually going to be the first pick to Shababs here. So now Royal Flush working with the man advantage. And Ego does look like they want to go towards A, but that would be the wrong call right now. As there's 3 players stacked up over there.
Blocking vision.
Royal Flush seems to be giving a lot of mid control for these past rounds. I mean, Ego is just being able to sneak up towards market. There's a trademark at least, but
Counting on that.
Still, yeah.
30 seconds left.
Still multiple members already pushed up mid, but I think Eagle's spending a little bit too much time as they now only have 30 seconds left, and the Ezo comes down from Cresso, Tour de Force
that
again.
might just actually be the round.
Capper.
Because that was
Yeah, this might be the round if
Last player standing.
Royal Flush is able to hold down this B site. Gyrox, nice double from
10
him off
seconds
it.
left.
I mean, nothing he can really do here. Ego spent just way too much time just trying to stall, trying to bait for util instead of... And they had the space. They had all the space they needed to make something happen.
Yeah, a little overly careful in the 4v5. Capper just got
Capper?
mega trolled by his teammate, I believe. I'm pretty sure
What?
a paranoia came in from Shababs that caught
Oh
Capper, and
my
he was
God.
he was fully nearsighted and went down there.
I mean, like, why is he like booking it into B main anyways? Like, what?
Maybe he wanted to take the L there. Capper is a substitute
whatever.
in this match, as is Beefy the
Oh,
Boy.
is he?
Both players,
Oh.
one on each team, substituting. So, even footing in that regard for these teams.
Yeah, I
Both
guess
couldn't
so.
quite
but-
field the full 5-man roster, but Royal Flush is 5 enough. They caught a nice round there.
Yeah, and I mean,
Ego's-
look at their
Ego's
team
patience bit
comp.
them
It is
back.
there is so much attack side utility for Royal Flush. They should be able to turn it around this.
It is double Sentinel on
During this
Ego's
half.
side, though. We were
Yeah.
talking before the
Oh,
map.
that's true.
Oh, and then they're actually getting aggressive in mid, and they find 2.
Oh,
But we were talking about how deadly this Ego side could be on defense with the double Sentinel, this defensive setup. Now they get a chance to put it to work. If they win this pistol, it's just going to make things really scary for Royal Flush. They're down to the 2v4.
yep, it's looking
One
real scary
enemy
for them.
remaining.
And oh my goodness,
Spike down
Arnie,
A.
the headhunter, hunts heads, and Beefy the Boy. I don't know how he gets that with just a classic, a triple on the pistol round towards the side of Ego. Royal Flush falling very early to Beefy the Boy's classic, and that just led to a man deficit for Royal Flush. Ego just took advantage of that.
Yeah, Ego's got strats for their defensive side, too.
Wow.
Flashing, or I don't even know if they flashed through or just walked out mid, but either way, the timing was really good. They caught multiple players out. Huge advantage for them. They take the round off the back of it, and get themselves the advantage and favored to get a 9th here. I mean, that's a pretty substantial lead, especially as Arnie's just gonna find one spamming through. He's gonna find a second with just the ghost. Finds a 3rd, all headshots. Oh, definitely one
remaining.
taps cough. John Wall's gonna go down. Arnie
Amazing
tapping
triple.
more heads. Insane.
Wow, that is an insane quad from him up towards mid. Just playing around that smoke was extremely viable for him, and again, another round goes towards Ego because they're getting picked off so early in the round.
Replay.
Looks like we are.
Josh?
Looks like
What
we're
was
not
that?
getting a replay today.
But obviously a huge 4K out of Arnie. And only had the ghost as well, more of that, like, it's the chamber buy we've been seeing coming in on a lot of levels, where you just buy the headhunter bullets and lighter heavy armor and stick with whatever pistol you had, as Royal Flush wants to go fast, and they just found the first hit. This is very delayed.
I am extremely confused. John Bull
Oh, BB!
finds a kill, but
2
Beefy
actually.
with a nice double, and Shababs, though, does get the trade, but fortunately now on equal footing for the side of Royal Flush.
Low health,
I'm not
though.
even gonna...
Yeah, below full health on Fox, and Capper's at pretty much 1, so they're really scared. Any of these taps, if Capper walks forward, will be sending him to an early grave. Still only 2 players from Ego on this side, and Arnie's actually just been headshot wallbanged. Oh, that shock dart almost killed him, but the hit's coming in. And they're caught in the
One
gravity well.
enemy
That's going to be
remaining.
1. Capper
Spike
also goes
down A.
down. Don't actually know Shababs is here, though, and he's apparently found
Oh,
both.
what?
We need to check our
okay.
observer sync again, guys.
All right, well, that's a 3rd kill on the board in this 1v3 for
30 seconds left.
Shababs, and just one more member of Ego to go. Does have the bomb and can get the plant with 20 seconds. Looks like he's gonna find him right beneath Spider's nose, and Shababs a nice 1v3 clutch from him.
Yeah, we didn't
Trying
get
to
to see
save the
most
game
of it.
for Royal Flush.
We didn't get to see most of it. Maybe we'll see a replay of that
Maybe
if
we'll see it
we're
after.
lucky. Either way, obviously a nice play by Shababs at the very least, and winning out the 1v1 there with a nice positioning. Pulled that round back from the brink. Ego almost had their 10th on the board, and another bonus round conversion. Shababs the hero, but money's now going to be really, really weak for Royal Flush. I think they'll be able to get mostly rifles and light armor on board. Have to deal with the tour de force, though, in this round. Right Right now, they're not contesting for mid at all either. They're just choosing to play the extremity. Shabs, what a shot. I guess you don't have to deal with the Tour de Force. We can just take Arnie's head off with a Vandal. MVP candidate for sure, Shababs, who might have just found the biggest pick needed in this round.
So, and now the teleportation onto Boathouse. Shababs behind enemy lines. They completely gave up the B site itself, but looks like his team is actually opting to go A. That's a very nice bait from them, but Royal Flush quickly finding out Shababs still has a nice little flank here.
Will he get timing though? Capper as well. This is a 3v4 on site. If Ego go fast, Royal Flush are in so much trouble because they know these flankers are here. But Spider actually turned to fight instead of just taking site. They don't know Capper's here, and they're losing track of the players. John Lowell's found 2 from under. Hell, he's going to find the 3rd as well. It turns out to be a flawless round for Royal Flush. So despite a little bit of economic damage, despite some weaker money, they convert that round effortlessly and actually probably are the ones who have broken Ego's economy. John Lowell is very poignantly standing still in spawn. Might be popping off.
But again, I mean, Royal Flush did have the flanks, but I feel like Ego, they should have known that the Omen was going to come from the flank. They might have been able to get 1 or 2, at least exit frags, instead of just running it down into the crosshair of John Lowell from under heaven. I mean, amazing play from John Lowell, but
Shadows traveling.
bit of a misplay from Ego's side, and John Lowell again dashing straight onto the bomb site. A lot of Killjoy utility, not finding a lot of value though. And now John Lowell inching his way onto the bomb site, getting in there fast. Cresso somehow finds a nice tap on the Capper towards the entry, but John Lowell picks up Arnie.
It's a fast flank from Ego that paid off for 1 rifle to be recovered, but again, the economy was broken. This is a lighter buy. Fast hit worked for Royal Flush, but now can they defend? They only have control of the site. It's the only thing working in Ego's favor, really, is they're going to start to push back in.
A lot of utility coming in. Cresso finds a nice kill, but 2 goes to the side of Ego. Spider, though, with the Sheriff, finds 2, and now it's down to 1v1 Shababs towards lane. Has to play around the smoke here. Shabab tries to swing out, but Spider with a double kill on the Sheriff and the Phantom. 3K
that wasn't a Sheriff. That was a classic.
That was a classic? Wait,
yeah, Spider was retaking site with a classic. Just picked up a Sheriff. Found 2 with the classic and then finds the clutch up with the Phantom. Ego get a thrifty there and
wow. Again, Spider is just finding so much impact for honestly what his aim is. I mean, he's just finding 2 to 3 kills per round that turns the tide into Ego's favor. It is, and I guess Royal Flush is really doing nothing about that, and I feel like Shababs could have played for time a little bit better there. Instead of just swinging out and trying to challenge Spider head on, but does get punished for that. Spray down coming towards mid. Arnie gonna take a bit of pick damage.
Heavy mid presence from Royal Flush here. They've got 1 player lurk towards B main. Nobody on Ego taking the extremities. It's gonna end up being a straight fight for mid control sooner rather than later.
Yeah, Arnie trying to find...
How many magazines do they have up there? Throwing so many his way. They just threw a paranoia his way too. Not sure how much value that has. It's actually such a weird smoke as well from Shababs.
Yeah. Ego trying to take control of mid, but Royal Flush, or sorry, Ego holding down mid very well, and Royal Flush trying to take as much control as they can, but Ego not giving an inch here. Nice swing, and the nice teleport from Shababs gets punished by Cresso. Gyrox though, nice headshot through the wall. That was a very good bait for the information. That's all they need. Op-Ed now trying to challenge Fox towards Cat, and Fox trying to push up, trying to take a little bit more space, but gonna have to give it up here. And
30 seconds left.
now Royal Flush stalling for a little bit too much time as now there's 30 seconds on the clock. Looks like it's gonna be an A hit directly from Cat. Aldrone comes out, not able to find anyone though.
On to Beefy and Arnie to hold this down, or Aped, and Ape's gonna pop the run it back. We'll find one. It's just on the Gyrox to try to take this site alone. Doesn't even have the spike. Can't even find
One
Beefy.
enemy remaining.
Will actually get
Yeah,
caught
it's
in the
over.
tornado. Capper with no time is gonna find exit frag, but Ego handle the mid presence well. They don't even have to take. They don't even take the fights, and that's actually what benefits them there. They take very few fights. Wait for their advantages to come to them. There's a little 1-for-1 in mid, but they just buy enough time. Royal Flush, looking for a pick they never found, got a little lost. And, you know, by the time they realized, oh crap, we do have to plant the spike, there was about 20 seconds left, and that's never going to go well for you if you're trying to funnel through tree or whatever with 20 seconds left. Into 2 players, one of them using to run it back. Just a rough situation to wind up in. This time, though, it doesn't look like they want to waste any time as John Lul's quickly up into B main.
Let's play.
And they're going to get Capper's ultimate on. Like, Spider was ready for that. Straight headshot on the John Lull. The Blade Storm is shut down immediately.
Oh, a nice op trade from there, from the Chambers, of course.
Who else?
The hardest op crushers in the games are Chamber mains. Royal
Still,
Flush trying to
though-
take some space on this B site, but
Yeah, and their biggest threat in
Yeah.
the round, that Tour de Force, is still alive.
yeah.
And until that thing goes down, you can never declare an eco round dead. I think for the most part, Capper's
Yes,
Tour de Force is the
absolutely.
best weapon they have left, but
Yeah,
That's a
but
good
Royal
weapon to be
Flush
left with.
still, yeah. They're not finding, they're really not taking that much space, and they're really always going down to the last second, and Ego takes advantage of that very well. They're turning this around very
30
well. This
seconds
is kind of
left.
unexpected coming from Royal Flush, who should be a top tier team, who should be winning this map onto Ego, but that's not what we're seeing happening here.
Ego is, I mean, this
Smoked
is
off.
their pick. Oh, that's bad too.
Oh.
Arnie's been caught. This round's tenable for Royal Flush here. Cresso, though, gonna find 2, including Arnie teleporting
10
Shababs.
seconds
Can't
left.
clear everything up, though. So the pop flash from Ape is enough. Capper goes down. Round gets shut down by Ego. The anti-eco coming in from Team Ego. That is a mouthful. Works out to be a success. They only keep 2 alive, but when you're getting to your 12th round, you know, you'll take the sacrifice of losing a bunch of players and the economic damage if it means. We just need 1 more to win our map pick. You were mentioning how Royal Flush is the top team in the league, but they didn't have a ton of experience. They did win this map against this team once, but they've only played it 4 times total to a 2-2
Yeah, it looks like
record.
Ego,
And Ego
they
has
had the
definitely prepped
strategies.
this.
Yeah, they prepped this very well. Nice high flash from Gyrox, and now Ego playing to fall back from the A bomb side. Royal Flush playing extremely aggressively right now as they take a little bit more A main space, but now inching their way back.
Ton of defensive
Tactical
utility came through
retreat.
there. You saw
Yep, they
the
were
hot
able to bait a
hands.
lot of util.
Yeah, the hot hands and the fragment, as well as 1 Astra Star in the gravity well. A lot of stuff
Absolutely.
used. Royal Flush used some flashes of their own, but they should still have some stuff behind to make effort out of this.
Yep.
See if
And
Ape
Apehead
wants
has
to
that pop
out.
flash ready. I don't know if they know he's playing towards Garden here. I don't know if he
Oh,
knows
that
there's
was
3 already
unfortunate.
pushed up. Yes, they do. Gyrox picks up the kill, but Beefy Boy does trade it out for Shabazz, but John Lo on this entry finds another, and now Eagle with 3 left on this retake. Not looking too good for them. They have a Killjoy and a Chamber, not exactly good for the retake. They're all playing towards Heaven as well, and they all get caught. Now the Hunter's
Good call.
Fury comes out, trying to find the kill. Fox finds 1, finds another. Arnie goes down. And again, still not looking good for Ego as they try to make this retake happen, but it is not enough. Gyrox, nice spray through Heaven. And now it's just Cresso in a 1v4. What can he do? Well, he could start out by finding a kill onto John Lol, I guess, but Bomb
Time is
quickly
out, but
ticking
he's
down.
actually trapped them into sight pretty hard. If the spike explodes, this actually could take 2.
Right.
Last player standing.
Yeah, and it will.
Oh, wow.
So some sneaky
That
economic
was really good
damage
yeah,
there
that
from
was
the
really
captain.
good. forcing them to stay on site.
Ego. Yeah, he catches a bunch of them staying on site, trades his own life for all of theirs. I don't know what the economies look like, unfortunately. We haven't been pulling up the scoreboard too much.
Right here.
But
Royal Flush still keeping themselves alive.
For sure, for sure. It's a nice sight a nice sight hit out of them. They baited out that utility and then played for that site because they knew they wouldn't have much to work against. And unfortunately, for the Phoenix there, completely anti-timing. Right as they walked past, flashed behind them and cost nearly as. Once again, Royal Flush want to go fast here, and John Lull is taking bullets from every direction, but is still alive.
Here.
Quick entry from Royal Flush, took that B side very quickly. Shababs, wow, in the first 30 seconds, already the bomb is down and gate closed. John Lull playing under the stairs, sees Cresso, but Cresso swings out and finds the headshot flash, finds Capper, but fortunately does teleport towards B main, and now the wall
no
is
way.
up, but Capper finds two, and Fox with the shock dart as well. Spider finally shuts down Capper on that double kill, and Shabab swinging out from lane finds Abed. That lockdown is completely useless. Shabab trying to find the spray down 360 with the classic. Finds Spider. I don't know why Spider decided to put that lockdown on
well, they
site.
thought
I mean,
they thought they actually had a moment there with the 2v3 retake that they could take time, and Shababs with a perfectly timed aggression, and two separate hero plays came through there. There was the play out of Capper back in B main, the substitute player coming in huge here, top fragging for the side of Royal Flush, found both flankers all on his own, which played a huge impact on that round, had to be taken down by Spider, and then Shababs with a perfectly timed aggressive play completely shut the round down. Ego, that economic damage is going to prove to be for naught, I think, because this should be a full buy. John Lull gonna take a ton of damage from that, and Shabs actually gets caught by Cresso.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't spot out Cresso with this Sheriff there. Ego, a nice hold onto the bomb site, forcing Royal Flush to have a rotation come in. Spider finds the taps onto Capper. Why did he press spacebar? Goes down to Spider, and Royal Flush somehow lose two members on an Ego round. He's about to swing into the crosshair. Aped finds the headshot, and Arnie as well, but now Gyrox needs to make an ace happen, but there are rifles in the hands of Ego, in the hands of very skilled players, but Gyrox looking to turn this around, still full health and full armor. Not a lot of time to work with, does have the bomb though. This is
so many to
not the
find.
worst situation he could be in.
So many to find, and the door is closed. That just makes things so difficult. Glass isn't up, I don't think,
left.
so at least could get into Rafter silently. Only real avenue here, and surely Ego's aware of this. And they've got Ape watching towards it.
And what?
Defenders win.
Does not find the spray down. Gyrox goes down to Beefy first map. Goes in the way of Ego, goes in the way of the team that you really would not expect to
we're
pick
seeing
up
the
a map
4-seed.
on. Yeah.
4-seed takes the first map. It is their map pick, though. They wanted Ascent. They lost it the first time, and they've lost every map they'd played against Royal Flush so far, but they take that one there and get themselves the 1-0 series lead. We'll go into Fracture for map 2, which is, maybe not a map you'd really expect to go in their favor. They wanted, well, both these teams 3-2 on that map. Maybe we'll see how that goes. They did lose it as well, but so far, Team Ego looking to just flip the script on Royal Flush, as they took Ascent pretty convincingly, I'd say, all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Ego would have like a much bigger struggle with trying to take that map, but they looked pretty convincing on a lot of their takes, especially Spider turning it around on so many different rounds with the impact with his aim. I mean, especially on Killjoy, that's not something you'd expect to see, but Spider showed us today that he's here. He's here to show that Ego is not going to back down against a powerhouse.
So with map 1 of Ascent going the way of Anti-Tilt's Team Ego, they're going to look to take things on map 2 of Fracture. For Royal Flush, they look to even the series up and take us to Bind so that they can try to close things out there. We will take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be bringing you map 2. Don't go anywhere.
You told me I'm your anchor, I told you you're my pole. Through the wind and fire we tried to hold on. We built this ship together, searching for a home. Despite the storm that hit us, we're still on board. Dancing in the moonlight, the world just stopped and stares. We got no destination, I'll take you anywhere. All the doors we've opened and all the books we've closed. Words just come together, story that we never told. So far you're saying for my own. You said just keep holding on. If you're about to break, oh, I'll always be your captain. From our failures we have grown. You said just keep holding on. If you're about to break, oh, I'll always be your captain. I'll be your captain. I'll always be your captain. I'll always be your captain. You told me I'm your anchor, I told you you're my pole. Through the wind and fire we tried to hold on. All the doors we've opened and all the books we've closed. Words that come together, story that we never told. So far you're saying for my own. You said just keep holding on. If you're about to break, oh, I'll always be your captain. From our failures we have grown. You said just keep holding on. If you're about to break, oh.
And welcome back. We took a bit of a shorter break. I think the teams are just rip-roaring, ready to go to map 2 of Fracture. We just saw map 1, Ascent, go the way of the team that picked it, Team Ego. The 4 seed taking the first map, bit of a shock. Kudetama, are you ready for this map 2?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, again, an unexpected play from Ego to try to take that first map away from Royal Flush, but Hopefully on this second map, which is Fracture, you said?
Map 2 is Fracture, yes.
Yep. Hopefully on this map, maybe Royal Flush will be able to turn this around. But again, Eagle looked very good. They looked like they had a lot of strategy prepared to try to counter Royal Flush. And I'm hoping Royal Flush might be able to should be able to maybe change things up, try to change their strategy, because if not, Eagle will quickly read them and quickly take them down, just like they did on the first map.
Very
Seems
different
like-
map, though, is Fracture, right? Very different
Right,
from
absolutely.
the likes of Ascent. Ascent, in a way, you maybe throw it up with Pearl, though we haven't added Pearl to our map queue quite yet in the VDC. That'll be next season, as we're in playoffs right now. Don't want to be throwing curveballs at people. But, Fracture is so different from the more traditional attack FPS map like Ascent, like Pearl. This is
Yeah,
everything
absolutely.
that isn't a 3-lane map. This is so backwards to everything. It plays very differently. So we'll see what Royal Flush have brewed up here. Both of these teams were 3-2 on this map. The map ban was actually... Neither of these teams really have dominating map scores on too many maps. Interestingly, if we get to map 3, there's an interesting note, which is that Breeze got left out by Royal Flush, despite them being 3-0 on it. But we're not quite there to bind yet. They could have picked Breeze in place of Fracture here, but they clearly have a plan, and it'd be interesting to see what they go with. So far, one thing I'm noticing is there's no Neon, which is an oddity on Fracture these days. Absolutely no Neon picks even being hovered. If John Lowe locks in that raise, we just won't have a Neon on this map.
It's pretty interesting to see. I mean,
Choose your agent.
you would think with someone like Neon is absolutely good on Fracture. I mean, my personal experience, I've seen so many Neon duelists pop off on this map with, especially with a lot of the tight corridors.
Yeah, so that will be the comps locked in, and interesting picks. The Killjoy comes through again for Spider. Nothing too notably individually interesting out of Royal Flush, but the lack of a Neon on either comp is just a little strange, a little unusual for the meta we see.
Well, at least there's two of them playing on the Breach again. Staple pick for a map like Fracture. But yeah, hopefully Royal Flush on this attacking side might be able to turn things around. They have a fairly balanced comp to an extent. Actually, I take it back. It's quite attacker-sided.
Attacker-sided comp for the bit of an attacker-sided map.
A little bit.
Spider is very dedicated to this Killjoy.
Yeah, he wants to lock it down.
Fracture, not an unexpected map necessarily to see Killjoy on. It's an unusual pick, but certainly has its effects. It's against a Breach, though, so you can't get away with the easy lockdowns. Actually, Spider will be the first point of contact in this round. So Royal Flush are taking a lot of space towards Sands, but this is all a diversion. This is just completely a bait. John Law's life is free to give away here as they're taking full control of the B site.
Absolutely, but one member of Royal Flush goes down, and Ego now, 3 of the members are already on very low HP because of that Breach. And so Royal Flush should have a little bit of an advantage there in terms of that, and Capper still has full utility here. Gyrox playing on the site with the Headhunter, gonna make first contact with Aped, swings out the box, unable to find the one tap. Trying to find one tap again, but goes down, and so many kills coming out. Fox, nice double from him. Arnie traded out though, and now 1v2. Arnie trying to defend the bomb defusal. And Fox trying to swing out, trying to stop the bomb plan, unable to do it. Finds a triple, but does not find the round. Arnie gets a head tap onto Fox.
That was a little weird because Fox found 2 from those steps. They definitely knew where he was, and then Arnie got a little turned around. I think the call out might have come a little late. Fox, though, didn't swing to take advantage of it, tried to play the 2v1 safe, ended up not being able to really get anything for it, and the round goes the way of Ego, who take the first pistol once again and look to start off their defense half pretty hot. And Spectre's coming through for them. Arnie will be on just the pistol and armor buy with the Headhunter, buying down to 1600, going for that 3rd round op, or maybe the 2nd round Vandal or something. We'll see.
100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%.
Royal Flush just want to creep all the way up to drop. Spider is going to be contacted here and actually just outnumbered, outgunned. We'll see if Royal Flush push up off of this.
Blinding.
Gun here.
So an early round win for Royal Flush. They go 1 for 1. They grab the Spectre. Numbers, even numbers, lower numbers, 1 for 1s, 2 for 2s, generally favor the attack side in general. Recovering a weapon gives them a better chance in this round. Still favored for Ego, though, with the 3 Spectres alive, though Arnie is the only one on the B side and only has the Headhunter. But, oh yeah, no, that wasn't his Headhunter. That was Gyrox's, so now there's nobody over here. Royal Flush don't seem aware of that. Numbers now in their favor.
30 seconds left.
Canisters. Somehow Cresso not get found by the paint canister. And now John Lowe finds a nice spray down on B. Boy tries to swing out towards B main, finds one now.
Time's really against Royal Flush.
10 seconds left.
From Royal Flush
One
to try to
enemy
get
remaining.
this pressure. BB Boy
down,
finds a
B.
nice triple and
Green of
Apehead
body bags.
shuts down John Lowell. Very nice defense from him. Finds a spray down, and that was a what, a 2v4?
It was a
That
2v4 with the
goes in the way
superior
of
weapons,
Ego.
though.
Yeah.
And that was saving grace for Ego. That and the clock. Time was really against Royal Flush. They were very patient in that round. They took their picks where they came, and they were getting rewarded for it, but they just ran out of time. They ran themselves out of time, and definitely got punished for it in the end there. We will see Arnie just bonusing. We'll go for the operator likely next round, so it's going to be a pure bonus against full rifles online for the opposing team, and the first pick's already gone the way of Gyrox.
One of Ego's members go down, and Fox and Gyrox finding even more. Now both of them find
Spike.
3 members of Ego.
Spike lost. Spike down
planted.
Cresso,
Oh.
though. Nice little shot
Cresso.
through the corner. Could get that rifle. See what
Now
he
with
can
that rifle
do with it.
secured, he could try to make a turnaround happen.
He's got one
But
behind him,
Spider-
though, underneath. Yeah.
Yeah, Spider
No idea
on the
Spider's
classic.
there.
Not really, not much he can do. John Lowell picks up Cresso from the flank, and now Spider with the classic. I mean, we've seen what he could do with the classic. I don't know if he can do it in this 1v4 though.
Yeah, I highly doubt it. I actually got Spider and John Lowell confused because John Lowell walked directly under Spider. Spider did just find the dink on the capper, but did end up going down. Yeah, I was like, yes, the Killjoy pushing. Wait, the Killjoy is on his own team. Yeah, little lost there was I. Overlapping minimap is too
It's
big
alright.
brain for me, apparently. But it was
I think
John
it's-
Lowell
yeah.
slowly flanking Cresso there, who the captain for the team switched over to the Rays on this map. Saw on the Astra last time. I think it was listed on Flex for the roster I have. Actually listed as controller primary, so this is a deviation they do specific. Must be a deviation they do specifically for
You want to
Fracture.
play? Let's play.
And we'll see if it pays off. So we're gonna go into the first full gun round. Tour de Force will be brought out from the attacking side. So Gyrox will be relying on that. I believe there should be an operator in the hands of his opposite in Arnie. They're not going that direction.
Is
We'll
very
commit
much
towards
pushed
A
up
so far.
towards A main.
Is that a silver gun
Not
buddy?
sure if Royal Flush is gonna catch this.
I actually can't tell what gun buddy that is. There's actually a fight happening though in A main. There's a 1-for-1. Ape will get the heck out of there.
Yeah, he is straight out of there. Apehead towards sand, maybe trying to look to open the door. Capper might expect this though. 30 HP. I mean, one shot, he's gonna go down very quickly. Royal Flush trying to inch their way towards a little bit more control of A, but
Face your fear!
they do have Raze watching for the flank, and now the ult comes out from Fade, and
They could just leave. That ult would have spotted,
seconds
would have
left.
called out that there were 3 players here, and they should know that they're all deaf, but they're not going to be for much longer. Do elect to rotate away, but is this too late?
Ooh.
Arnie gets caught looking at the boom bot. The op's going to be picked up.
Yep.
They still have
And
to
as
cross
you
to
said,
sight, though.
rotation.
They've only got 13 seconds. This is going to get dicey. They don't have any
10
smokes.
seconds left.
Beefy, this seems like a little bit of a deja vu moment, but Spider is the one with the kill.
Impeccable.
And the Rolling Thunder comes out, finds one member in Spider trying to lock down the site, and he does it.
Last
Time
player
is up.
standing.
Fox tries to get some exit frags, but it's Apehead who secures him.
So much indecision from Royal Flush, and it bit them so hard in that round. They threw out the Nightfall, it noted 3, and then just pure hesitation. They didn't make the quick call to rotate. They didn't make the quick call to hit the site. They just waffled a little bit, wasted about 10 seconds of both the deafen and the clock, and they were heavily punished for it. They're with no smokes alive. They couldn't safely cross in the 12 seconds they had, and that's got to bite. And this is going to bite even more as they dump a 3rd ultimate that has done absolutely nothing for them in the past 2 rounds. As that Orbital Strike just finds nobody in A main, doesn't even push anybody back. Now they're walking into the Killjoy swarms. Gyrox just couldn't even move.
Yeah, Gyrox, he's
They find
not in
back,
the best
though.
situation, but yeah, does trade for 2. Fox, spray downs.
How in the world have they
Peaks not
gotten this
finding
site?
anything.
How in the world are they going to get spiked down? It really felt like they were completely shut out.
Yeah.
Fox even going to find
Oh, the
Beefy.
ult comes
Spike
down. The
down
orbital
A.
strike finds Shababs, and I don't know if they know that Capper's holding this corner. Spider forgets to clear it, and now
Out of charges.
it's gonna be Chamber stuck in a clutch situation. John Lowell is a little bit low on HP though, and so Arnie does have a fighting chance here. Can
Such a
find
hard
the
crossfire
one
to
tap,
break.
and yeah, it's very hard crossfire for them, but Arnie has no clue where they're holding. He needs to clear this corner right now, but John Lowell, nice tracking from him, finds the head of Arnie.
I really thought things were going straight downhill for Royal Flush, but they managed to flank through Sands. I'm not sure if Arnie was set up on A and rendezvoused away, because I thought there were 3 players in the vicinity of a site for Ego. Ends up just being 2. I still can't tell if that's a silver gun, buddy. And Royal Flush managed to find the entries. Then they almost throw the round away. Spider finds, I believe, 2. But then Spider's looking the wrong direction, so he kind of throws the round away. Didn't clear Sands where they knew players were to begin with. I just... A wild round, and it goes the favor of Royal Flush. As now we got this early fight in main. So far, so decent.
Oh,
3 go the
my
favor of the
goodness.
attack side. Cresso's worked
Spike
up all the way on
down,
the flank.
attacker
Now
spawn.
Spike's actually lost, and they don't know it yet, but nobody's over here. Oh, that Rolling Thunder. Fine.
Last player
Tabs,
standing.
I don't think it. I think
No,
it actually
Sabri
did.
doesn't find anyone either.
Yeah, Cresso had to full clear. Flashed off the angle. Gonna have to 1v2 here. Has
I
full
don't know
health,
if he
has
knows
full
that
armor.
Shababs is pushed towards close, and the flash comes out. He's trying to get out as fast as possible, but so much brief utility.
One enemy remaining.
Presso
Spike down.
finds a nice
attacker
headshot. Can he
spawn.
find the second? Trying to spray through the wall. Capper wide swing. Finds
We
Presso,
almost-
which looks so close from him.
We almost saw some ego out of Royal Flush that got them punished. There was no reason for Shababs to swing that. Almost
I
dropped
mean, that was really...
almost dropped the ball on the round there. He could have just... I think they assumed they'd gotten the stun to connect. That assumption almost cost them the chance, or just, they had a free plant. Just run and plant.
Yeah, I mean,
Thankfully,
he had no reason
Capper
to try to push
cleans it
onto
up.
Presso.
Thankfully, Capper cleans it up. That was a messy round from both sides, and Ego make a huge impact on that round. That was a save for them. That's why they went for that play, and it works out exceptionally well, all things considered. Bit of a heartbreaker to lose the round, but Royal Flush's economy a whole lot weaker for it. They're gonna default northwest southeast here. Beefy gets spotted up by the Haunt. Just find the 1-for-1 early.
Yep, instant trade from Fox there, and now Spider on the rotation. Trying to see
Spike down B.
whether or not Royal Flush is trying to make a B hit there, but Royal Flush just probing the sides, trying to see. And I guess we're tracking the Boombot now. Except it's not going to find John Lol, who's sitting in the corner.
And Capper actually found Arnie as well. Over aggression from Ego, getting them punished now.
I have the spike.
Royal Flush had a good shot at this round. They're going to let John Lol just cross the rope to join his teammates. It's going to be a one-sided attack. I think Ego are going to be wishing they switched the side of where each player is, because this Killjoy utility is probably sleeping on the site. Actually, should rotate back just in time. Will it come alive?
It looks like it will just in time. John Lol, showstopper. The Nano Swarm is going to stop him. 10 seconds, finds the kill onto Spider though. John Lol trying to find the flick, unable to get it, and now time ticking down very fast, but Royal Flush does get the plant down. And they know where Abed is playing. And I think he's forced to fall back here. I mean, no HP to work with.
I would love to know if he still has Aftershock available, because if he did, he won that round and he didn't know it, because he could have just thrown it underneath to hit this plant spot, and I think it would have bought enough time. Probably just going to save on what looks like 10 HP.
Yeah.
And Ego gets over aggressive for sure, and you know, doesn't consider the off angle, does Cresso, and
yeah, I mean, with a showstopper, I mean, Spider had really no reason to try to push in, because I mean, the Nano Swarm provided him enough time to not only stop the showstopper, but give him enough time to get at least a little bit of space onto A, except he pushed all the way onto the site, which cost him his life.
Yeah, just over aggression the whole round. Maybe living up to the name a bit too much, as
a little bit.
Looks like they might want to force here. I see a Judge and a Spectre as well as full armor across the board for the defense. Aggressive call. We'll see if they pay for it, because Spider's gonna be the recipient of a B site hit potentially with just the Killjoy utility and a Sheriff to count on.
Capper, a bit of a lurk, but direct hit onto B from B main from Royal Flush. There's a lot of Killjoy utility that could stop a push very easily, but looks like they're going to give up a little bit of control. Royal Flush opting to actually not really push in. They're not trying to take any space onto the bomb site. They're just trying to force some utility out of Ego, perhaps.
Royal Flush almost walked into a stack there, a reactive rotational stack from Ego. Thankfully for them, did not. They are slowing the round down here. They bait out one of the Nano Swarms or broke it on B main if they like to go that direction. It does look like A site's the goal, and a single molly from Shababs draws 2 rotations. Arnie's going to rotate back to help defend this site. I think has the operator online, or is
30 seconds left.
Yeah, Ego
where did they get the money for
control.
this? What is their buy? We'll just spam the door with it. The Nightfall is going to come through from the attack side. This is a really rough situation for Beefy the Boy on site alone to try to defend 1v4. Manages to do well to find one, but Gyrox will also find Aped, and the spike's going to go down. Shabs on a just Omega lurk as well has found Spider in the back. That's surely
I know he's there now, though. Royal Flush is getting very close. Cut with the bomb plan. Shababs, nice swing from him, finds the head tap, and Arnie, the operator's not finding value, but it's the headhunter that takes him down. Oh, what just happened?
There's a refeed went a little staticky.
Down.
That flash, by the way, was Capper's flash. There was no one else on the map alive with flashes. That was a team flash onto Shabs. Capper is substituting, so, you know, not quite the synergy maybe you'd have built with your regular player for Shababs there, who was looking to really get into this game. 3-7, unusually shaky performance out of him. Wasn't super impactful on map 1 either. Other players, though, have picked up the slack so far here, as they are 5-3 in the advantage. With that huge investment in the last round, I don't think Ego really had the money to buy here.
Like the orbital strike from Beefy. Trying to stop a bomb plant here. Royal flush.
Jackass.
Taking a lot of space onto B, and Shabazz pushed in already towards Gen through his own smoke.
There.
And now
Shabazz
B
just
site.
found a second as well. What a dagger play. He's found a third. He's found a fourth.
Oh.
I said he wanted to get it going, and here he is. He's now hunting for the ace. Unfortunately, doesn't know that he just needs to go back where he started. Yeah, he's going to now. See if he can find Beefy.
CT, can he get the
ADS.
spray down?
Gets it.
Amazing ace from Shabazz. Playing around his own smokes as well. Pushed up towards Gen. Caught Eagle with their pants down on the rotation.
Well, that'll get you up the scoreboard fast, huh? Went from 3 kills to 8.
Wow. From bottom
Suddenly
frag to
plus
second
one.
frag.
Yeah, huge play. It's, you know, pretty early in the map, so 5 kills will shoot you up the scoreboard pretty fast. Shab's gotten 7 in the past 2 as well. Was completely absent and has
we
decided
should
to
be-
arrive.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Shabazz falling off a little bit on the first map and the second map, but with that ace, I mean, his ego's up now. I mean, hopefully he can actually convert that into some momentum.
Out of 5 in performance on the first map is not the, you know, top-rated player in the
Not-
in the tier level performance.
Not number 1 player level performance, but
Bomb grenade out.
Trying to,
you know, you have your opportunity.
In the meantime, Royal Flush has taken full control of the site so far. They're going to be subjected to a really quick lockdown, though. Have the orbital strike, but that should knock that down. Fox has found the first pick.
Spike planted.
Presto, though, could find John Lull, will find John Lull looking the other direction. Arnie's found one as the retake is starting to formulate.
Orbital strike forces them out of tower, but Shabazz on the flank from Arcade finds 2, and
One enemy remaining.
now he's trying to get
Oh
this,
my.
hold down this retake on his own. Not sure if they know that he's playing towards Arcade here. Arnie gonna spray, but Shabazz goes down. And Arnie on 30 HP, I mean, all Shabazz had to do was hit him once, and I feel like that retake was kind of in his favor. Fortunately, though,
It was a nice little jiggle out of Arnie to bait out the shots from Shabazz and then
Right.
swing, get the... Obviously needed a perfect head tap there and got it. And Shabazz still had work to do even if he found that pick, so probably not a guaranteed round with that kill. Almost, you know, had he found it, the heat up would have been confirmed, and I think Ego would just be absolutely terrified at this point because what are you supposed to do when the hottest player in the league is getting hot in the middle of your match? Seems like it would be a worrying thing to face. But Ego manages to manage that retake quite well despite giving up some early picks, and Arnie actually loses that out to the with the operator in his hands.
Where are you?
now the Haunt on site finds that there are no defenders holding the immediate area. Odd util though. Paint can thrown on site does not find any value as well, and
They're just
a lot
going
of
A.
players, yeah.
They just pulled and gone A. Gyrox is going to walk out onto a completely empty A site. Ego might... They have to play too safe. They can't get back out to really contest the entry onto the site. So Spike should be able to go down in the default position here. Find it to remain. Shab's a little trapped, potentially. It's the only downside for Royal Flush. Shab's is definitely dead.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out. Satchel out.
Now it's the full retake, and they've got a player behind them. They have no idea John Lull is here, but he has an operator.
Oh,
no
the
way.
collateral from him on the flank.
Here.
Spider Doe does catch him out, and now
enemy remaining.
Gyrox towards A main tries to find a pick, but Capper is the one with the headshot, and Fox as well. Royal Flush again holds down
Last
the
round
retake very
before the
well and has
switch.
so many lurks to try to hold so many different angles.
John Lull was waiting. I don't think he was going for the lineup. He was just trying to get a good angle so he made sure he didn't whiff, and then finds the 2 low health players with 1 bullet.
You know what? I personally believe he was trying to go for a triple collat. Could just be me though.
almost.
Listen, it's doable. I've
It
done
was
it
doable
before.
at that angle. A couple of those
Let's
players were
play.
super low health as well.
Yeah.
I think both ones he wellbang. Ego now in a complete save of just flooded out of Arcade. John Lull gonna receive this late. Oh, just got around the corner as well. Doesn't realize he's peeking into 3, though.
3 put into arcade. That's
too
not really
upset.
something you expect.
You can't be too upset, though. The spike's gone down. They found the one lurker, so it's going to be 3 players retaking from drop, and I can't say I expect a lot of success with 0 flashes available.
Yeah, I mean, Royal Flush should have this on lockdown, but a nice double satchel gets Presso over to A main, and now Shabazz does find a nice headshot, but now forced out of the position as Arnie goes down. Presso 1v3. Make that a 0v3. Gyrox takes him out.
Yeah, nice little util combo. Nice little util combo came in there on a drop. The C's and the orbital strike came through, and this Arnie, I believe, just nowhere to go except be burned alive by the orbital strike there.
Yeah.
And for Royal Flush, they navigate the anti-ecos, all of them that come through. Royal Ego really overbought multiple times in that half, and they felt like they never had a great economic footing, and when they did, Royal Flush's attack sides were just too good. Their executes were just too good. So now they find themselves up 8-4. They're going to look to close down Fracture and take us to map 3 of Bind, where they can earn themselves a spot to the finals. Ego, of course, though, still in this map. They can take this pistol. They can make things interesting very, very quickly.
Oh, I love that. Aftershock, but John Lol, the triple paint can, finds 3 onto Royal Flush. How does that even happen?
You mentioned the Aftershock.
He's trying to find the right click, but Cresso shuts him down. That was absolutely insane, and Gyrox finds him. Capper tap with the classic.
You mentioned that Aftershock, and that was what got John all those 3 kills. It concussed all 3 players. They had nowhere to go. The nade was, or the paint shell was perfectly placed at their feet.
Amazing utility combo there from.
Yeah, you can see that sometimes with the C's, but you can just out of fade, you can do it fairly well with an Aftershock. Works best on pistols when they don't have a ton of HP, but I mean, round started round over for Ego, and that is a rough pistol to lose. Trying to get your set piece set up or whatever they were going for, and they couldn't even get out of main. I mean, they couldn't even get into main. They died on the little ramp. They're going to go for another quick A crunch, and the first pick's already gone their way.
Spray down from Gyrox, finds 2, tries to find the 3rd, but it's Kappa that secures it, knows that there's one playing above. Shababs has that locked down. Spectres all around the board from Royal Flush.
Where did Shabs come from there? That was so funny to watch. From the angle we were watching,
I don't even,
Shababs just appears out of nowhere. There should be everything all set and finished. Arnie, pop from Gyrox. Get the headshot to raise his headshot percentage a little bit, but definitely didn't need it after the body shots he put in. And much clean. Really, I think that's the first clean second round we've seen out of a team. Second round and a half after winning pistol. Right. Seen a lot of like 3 or 4 players going down some really testy second rounds, but that was 4 alive. They lost the first pick, but they were completely ready for everything after that. Then clean up by Royal Flush. It'll get them a pretty substantial bonus, including John Lull on this judge. And they want to get aggressive on their own. They want to do what Ego did to them a couple of times. They have the C's combo here actually. Don't actually go for it though.
There.
Again, Ego trying to test the waters from each side. A bit of a stack from Royal Flush, putting quite literally no one on A. Not sure if Capper can really hold it down on his own.
Arnie just had, Arnie just had the Headhunter to rely on there and went down.
Nice spray down. John Lowell finds another as well, and looks like this round might be going in the way of Royal Flush, but don't count out Ego yet as the bomb goes down, and now the retake is coming in. Fox trying to make his way through the site, but the Aftershock forces them very far back. Capper already pushed up. Trying to inch his way onto site. Aped finds a nice spray down, finds another one. It's a John Lowell, but Gyrox Gets a nice trade. Jonlil with the Roomba. And Gyrox with a double to get that retake very quickly. And it goes in the way of Royal Flush yet again, putting them on 11, just 2 rounds away from a third match.
Yeah, they've been dominant on Fracture. They've been dominant on this defense side already. That's the bonus round converted for them. They've only lost 2 gun rounds, by the way. Finally, we see a timeout coming in from Ego. This might be too little too late, though, because if they can't convert whatever force buy they are thinking about going for, then they're going to be down to 12, up against 12. They have to win 8 in a row. So maybe a timeout you call before your gun round there, as they got picked apart, gave up 2 guns and ended up biting them. Actually, the aftershock that came through from the attacking side after the spike went down while the retake was getting set up, I think actually played to the advantage of Royal Flush, because they were about to go back in 4v3. They were still waiting on Arnie. I don't remember which chamber player is on their team. It's Gyrox. They were still waiting on Gyrox to come back from B-site, grabbing a rifle, I believe, that fell on the ground. And so they were going to go back into that potentially 4v3, but they get delayed by the aftershock, or not the aftershock, the fault line. And that actually, I think, played a little bit into their benefit. They took a little bit more time, waited for their last player, and then just overwhelmed Ego with numbers. Now it's 11 on the board.
Really good on those retakes. I mean, Ego are able to get the bomb down, but
it's 5v3
Royal Flush
there.
again puts so much pressure.
We got the spike down at the cost of 2 lives on the other side of the map, and 2 rifles that could be picked up as well. Royal Flush don't want to give them any leeway here in this round. They immediately take aggressive control of B main. They're going to back off of it, but Shabs is in that smoke, or not Shabs. Beefy the boy is in that smoke and actually can't know if he can get aggressive. Meanwhile, Jonlil is just walking in an arcade. They're just feeling it. They're just feeling whatever map control they can take, our Royal Flush.
Jonlil holding arcade, finds headshot onto Arnie, and he goes down pretty early on in the round. Ego spending a lot of time trying to poke the sights, trying to bait out the utility from Royal Flush. I mean, it's kind of working, but the rounds aren't going in their favor.
Though. They do have the Rolling Thunder. Might have to start thinking about waiting until next round to use it, though. Get on the site quickly, though. They actually are going to invest the Rolling Thunder. It only finds 1 player.
30 seconds left.
What does it do for them? They do find Fox, so things are evened up in numbers, but Cresso low on health. Showstopper.
Yep, and the Showstopper Spider tanks that straight to the face. And it's not looking good.
Last player standing.
For Ego as Capper and Gyrox entry onto the bomb site. I was gonna say that most of Royal Flush was playing towards CT. And so that doesn't give them a lot of space to work with, except I guess Ego just doesn't win the aim duels.
Match point.
And I
now
think
we're put to match point.
Yeah, and I think Ego forced up in that round. They needed that. They needed to win it, and they did not. So they definitely don't have a full buy here. We'll see what they can get online. I saw Bulldog so far. It's going to require 8 in a row to keep this map alive. And they've won 2 gun rounds on this map. I don't see it in them, but they've got to try at the very least, see if they can close things out here on Fracture. Otherwise, we're going to map 3. We're going to Bind. And see who can take that pivotal 3rd map. Now, though, fast push.
Spider stuck towards sand, and Capper finding a nice entry kill. Left on not a lot of HP, and Beefy the boy trying to see if he can orbital strike the site to force them off, and yes he is. Shabab's gonna be forced out. Nice orbital strike finds Shababs. Unfortunately though, so many members of Ego are going down, and now it's Arnie. Arnie, the saving grace of Ego to try to maybe keep them alive, but it's really not looking good for them. Only has the Headhunter. I mean, what can he really do? He's being held at a cross. They know exactly where he is.
He does have a Bulldog.
Oh, there's no reason to clear up there. Yeah.
Defenders win.
Gyrox picks up Arnie, and there it is. 13 points for Royal Flush as they take the second map. It is now 1-1, and we are going to be pushed to the third map, which I believe is Bind.
Yes, map 3 is Bind,
Yep.
and if Ascent was a convincing victory, this was dominating out of Royal Flush.
Wow. Yeah,
Fracture,
this is the
a
Royal
map,
Flush that we expect to see.
Yeah, Fracture was a map both these teams played 5 times. Both were 3-2 on it. Royal Flush did beat Ego on this map, but 13-10, they decide, hey, we'll do you one better. You took us down on Ascent, which we beat you on before. We are more than ready for our own map pick of Fracture.
Right.
13-4, Ego won 2 gun rounds. Again, two gun rounds. One of them was on time. Wow. That was the round Royal Flush just took a little too long, I think, to try to cross into B. Otherwise, there was just not much for them in Ego. They didn't win a single round in the second half, as short as it was. They were completely outmatched pound for pound here. It was very well prepared by Royal Flush and very well handled. And they're going to send us to the third map, which is Bind, which I did want to talk about. We'll do that on the flip side of the break, which we are going to go to. We'll be back in about 5 minutes to bring you the last map of Bind.
All right.
Ramen threw us out a little faster. I don't know when the mic's cut off.
It's all good. We just have to wait for the timeout, but there it is. Well, I guess it was not a 2-0 from Royal Flush, so...
Oh, I'm not sure we're supposed to be showing this, guys. Hello? Hello? Welcome back. I don't know if we're in or out. All right. Well, we just leaked everyone's social security number and credit card information. Sorry about that. Apology incoming. No, we just leaked some Riot account names, which is information you guys already knew. But we just saw Map 2 Fracture go the way of Royal Flush convincingly, 13-4, maybe even in a dominating fashion, as they do take Map 2 and push us to the third map of Bind. And got some interesting notes on Bind, but Kudetama, I want to hear your thoughts first.
Well, at least I think Bind is definitely going to be a challenge, especially for Ego, because we've seen Royal Flush get some very good attacks in. So I'm hoping that we're gonna see some good defense characters coming out from Ego, such as Killjoy or maybe even a Cypher. We already know how well Cypher does on the B bomb side of Beast, and so I mean, I'm really hoping that there's someone who knows some Cypher lineups or some Cypher setups for this map.
And Bind an interesting choice because Royal Flush themselves, they went 18-10. They had a very successful season. Even if you take out the 2-0 forfeit win they picked up during the season, which a lot of Premier teams did due to a situation with one of the teams that was extremely unfortunate and resulted in a lot of forfeits. But other than, still 16-10, still a really solid record. But Bind, they were 1-2 on. And Bind for Team Ego was an 0-3. So perhaps that's why they chose to pick it. But what's interesting to me is their options when it came down to it, to the final map pick for Royal Flush, who elected to ban second. They got to choose basically to ban Breeze or to ban Bind. Basically, they got to pick which map was played. And Breeze is a map they are 3-0 on. They have a 65% round win percentage on that map. They've just been absolutely, destroying people on it. And they chose to ban it. And so they choose to ban that map. And they instead pick Bind. Now, Breeze is also a map that Ego has played twice and gone 1-1 on, but I gotta wonder what the hesitancy is. It was an overtime win when they played for Royal Flush, so maybe that was the hesitation. They go for Bind, a map that they... Right. I mean, the success numbers for Team Ego on Bind are horrible. They have a 37% round win percentage, which is terrible. They haven't won it. They played it 3 times. They have 23 total rounds in their favor, which is a little over 7 a game. It's not good at all. The numbers, the round win percentage numbers for Royal Flush are much better. It's 48.7%. They've only won once out of their 3 times of asking, but they're 38-40 in rounds win to round loss. So it's a lot closer. So maybe that's why they chose to go with Bind instead of Breeze. But I have to wonder, are they overthinking themselves here by going with the map their opponent is weaker at rather than the map that they themselves are better at?
Yeah, well, as I said earlier, curveballs, that's something you want to throw, and I guess, choosing the less desirable map is indeed a curveball, but, well, Ego better be making something happen with this, or else there's really no point, I guess.
And we are going to get an Agent Select soon. Somebody's computer just crashed out of the lobby, I think, right as we were going live. So we have to wait for them to be able to get back in. Then we'll get into Agent Select, get into Bind. And once we get into Bind, we will get into, I mean, that'll be our third map. That'll be the deciding map. One of these 2 teams will be going to the Premier Finals, fighting for our Premier Championship. This is our highest tier here in the VDC. So in a way, perhaps the most distinguished championship to earn. The player is back in Discord, by the way, so starting up Valorant, so should be on soon. We should be able to get into the Agent Select. But yeah, this is kind of, in a way, the big looming... Oops, as my mic collapses and almost falls over on its own. This is kind of the big looming championship that maybe... I mean, obviously all Premier players are after, but kind of like the championship of championships in some ways, as it is our highest tier. As we are into that Agent Select, and we've got instant locks from Royal Flush.
All right, of course, already seeing Gyrox on the chamber.
We do see the
Very
Astra out of
classic.
Shabs, which is really,
Yeah,
really
that's-
interesting. You know, if this were
Yeah, especially on this
6
map,
months
man.
ago, if this were 6 months ago, wouldn't be anything remotely unexpected. But now we see a lot more. We see a lot more Brimstone and maybe even Viper on a secondary controller role, which both teams could still go for.
Yeah.
We might actually have dueling Astras on Bind, which is, you know, not entirely abnormal, but a little interesting to see both teams electing for that. Definitely a less common pick than it used to be. Again, 6 months ago, this would have been insta-lock, so we wouldn't even be talking about it.
Yeah.
It was
Finally
Astra, and
seeing
on
at
the
least
maps you play.
Sage though.
Yeah, that is
Coming out
interesting.
from Spider instead of Killjoy. But again, classic chamber locks. And oh, is that a Yoru hover from Royal Flush?
Yeah, we'll see if that gets locked in.
Oh.
I'm not.
I'd love to see a Yoru personally.
Select your agent.
I would, but they don't have any of the agents that really well complement it. I have a feeling this is a troll, as Fox is actually going to switch to the Viper, and we're going to see the Fade come in, most likely. Yeah, they don't have a breach or anything. That would have been a Yoru pick feels very abnormal for this composition. They're going to lock in the Fade. So Fade only on the side of Royal Flush. No Fade for Ego. They opt for the Sova. A bit of a classicer pick, I always say, because Fade has really been pushing Sova out on so many maps across, you know, the highest tier of Valorant play. So Capper will be getting with it new times, while Beefy the Boy, the two subs playing the initiators here, Beefy the Boy will be sticking with the old school Sova. We're going to have dueling chambers, of course. It's going to be Arnie and Gyrox again. Dueling Astras, as we mentioned. And then the comps fall apart. Ego playing a duelist-less comp here. They will be on the attack side first, so we'll see what they can make with that. Got double Initiator, but they also have double Sentinel, so you expect their defense side to be solid, but how strong will it be? How much do they need on the attack side to get themselves there?
Right, I mean, at least Ego does have some attack util, but from the side of Royal Flush, they also have kind of a little bit of a balanced comp, but Ego still does not have any duelists, no entry fraggers, and so might be a little bit difficult for them to penetrate sites early on, but I guess they're hoping that their double initiator composition will allow them to crack into the site.
They want to go for an A split. Yeah, right off rip.
Gyrox up on U-Haul with the Headhunter. Has to spend 2 of his bullets on the Owl drone, unfortunately, and Trademark goes down onto A, as it looks like there is a bit of a pincer coming on from Ego. Again, the classic probing the site, trying to bait out as much util as possible. Full rotation from Royal Flush, and it looks like there is someone on the flank. Does get caught out. Fox goes down to Beefy the Boy. Fortunately, though, Sky did pick up the heals. Spider finds the first kill. Instant trade, though, and John Lol somehow finds the Boombot kill, and now down to a 3v3. Ego still trying to find entering onto the site, but Arnie is finding nothing but bullets in his head. Shababs takes him out with a double right click, and now Ego fast rotation through Hookah and onto the B site, and now that the bomb is down, Ego has a little bit of a fighting chance to try to take this round back.
Spike
planted. They're playing
B site's really hard to retake here.
Yeah.
Stack towards elbow. This has to pay off for a kill, though. If Royal Flush just run onto site, they're going to be in a bad way very quickly.
Yeah, but they already have control of site. Playing 2 towards elbow might not have been the best idea, as literally none of the Royal Flush players have opted to go clear that, but Shababs goes down. Remaining. Capper does find the trade, and Beefy also takes out Capper, and the tap comes in. Gyrox, no time to work with Beefy with the triple and the headshot. And again, so close for Ego as they have 4 of their members fall, but somehow in that 2v3, stop the retake from Royal Flush. So good on them for playing 2 at elbow. I guess that was a bit of an unexpected play from them.
Little slow out of Royal Flush on the retake. And so that double elbow stack, even though they knew where both players went, Gyrox is kind of looking the wrong direction. Nobody was sticking the spike at any point. They didn't even get half. It made things impossible when it came down to the 1v1. I said Ego needed to find something, as Beefy's going to take a ton of damage from that paint shell. That heal also came in early. For those who don't know, you cannot a player who takes damage can't be healed for a couple seconds after they take damage. So hold your heals, everybody. He's going to lose about 10 health, I think, off of that he could have had. We'll see if it matters. Only on 77 instead of, I think, 85. Spider will find the first, but I mean, as I was saying, retake came in a little slower and maybe unnecessary. There's a double stack of shorties in U-Haul, by the way. I don't know if if Ego's gonna walk into it. They're gonna get.
I mean, they have to take more space onto the site here. I mean, this double shorty, this double shorty stack might work out for them. They might be able to pick up a gun, but not a lot of action coming out from Royal Flush. But now they're trying to change up their positions. Apehead, nice spray down, and now they're trying to take out Beefy the boy, who goes down. And now it's down to a 2v4, both with shorties though, and I don't think Ego wants to leave a single inch by pushing out, and Shabab goes down to Arnie.
I mean, what do you do?
Yeah, Gyrox, I mean, yeah, nothing he can really do. All he has is a shorty in his hands, and Ego pick up their second round.
It's a fun idea, but Ego, you know,
yeah,
usually
Ego
you want to take.
Yeah, you'd want to take control of lamps, but Ego, I don't know if they had a read or if they just decided not to, but luckily
they take everything but lamps control and never walk into the shorty stack. Eventually, BB the boy goes down because they were the last two alive, and it's like, oh, might as well. But I mean, they just get nothing out of that shorty stack, and Royal Flush will get the round on the board. Obviously, I mean, it's not the biggest threat in the world. They take down one, maybe two. If they get two, that's when things get worrying. But you take down one with that shorty stack, and then it's noted. It's like, it's whatever. But, you know, the gamble Royal Flush was trying to take doesn't really pay off. Obviously, 300 credits total invested, so nothing they're too upset about, I'm sure. If a little sad that they were basically trapped in lamps the whole round. But a new round, and Ego are pressuring the extremities, trying to get some presence towards both orbs right now. Fox getting the first point of contact. Shots aren't great, and he's going to get traded.
But now the entry into the B site is coming in as Gyrox able to defend a little bit by taking down Cresso, and Spider looking to maybe get a trade. Knows that he's playing towards Cubby, but Arnie on the lurk here. Looks like Eagle quickly making their way towards A, but Royal Flush knows that this rotation is already coming in, and
Blinded.
Apehead trying to flash backside for the value, and yes, there it is. The info comes in, and Arnie takes him out. Spider able to get the bomb down, and Capper trying to see if there's one already pushed up, and it's Arnie with a triple, trying to find the quad, but unfortunately Gyrox takes him out. But good damage done already. Gyrox not in an ideal position.
Has
with
to
very
do
little help to work.
Oh, that doesn't help anything. Yeah, has to do so much work. General location is noted. 5 bullets. There's I think a nasty off angle from Spider. Yep, that comes through.
Swings out. That was a nice angle from Spider to take, and some AKs go into the hands of Ego, who should have lost that
Vandals,
round.
Vandals. Come on.
All right,
we're Valoranting here. We're Valoranting. We're not Counter-Striking.
Oh,
Get your game right.
God. I'm sorry.
Listen, I've been holding off with the spike and CT and all the call-outs. But AK is where I draw the line.
Man.
It will be a bonus round conversion for Ego, and this is going to put Royal Flush onto the broken buy. And Ego, we were talking about that attack side. How good could it be? How good did it need to be? Already very good. Obviously 3 rounds up. And Arnie finding the first and should be second pick is going to be getting them in favor to get 4 rounds up here very quickly.
Finds a nice double, and Arnie trying to find a triple. Fox gets the headshot, trying to swing out. Arnie with a triple on the tour de force, and trying to look for an operator, or sorry, trying to look for an ace here as he makes his way out.
5 shots, 5 kills.
Site.
5 shots, 5 kills? Question mark?
Yeah. It's very doable for him, but Gyrox shuts down that dream.
Healing.
Very short, and Cresso goes down. Now they note where Capper is going to be trying to entry from, and there's the spray down.
I've never seen that haunt location before. I didn't even know there was a little rafter up there. I gotta write that one down.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he has the lineups.
That's a really neat spot to throw that. I didn't know that was there. It doesn't really matter, unfortunately, in the scope of the round, and maybe even a bit of it to his detriment that it's now noted where that is, but that's a neat little spot if you're somehow retaking from that angle, or maybe if you're on the attack side over there. Well, yeah. Learn something new every day.
Find the weak point
But
and
I
break
mean, clean
it.
round out of Ego. They handle the anti-eco very well, and I mean, look at their economy. It's so good right now. Royal Flush really need. I mean, they don't really need, but they really need this round to make sure this match doesn't start slipping away from them quickly.
I mean, it's already kind of doing that anyways. They're on a full buy. If they don't pick up this round, they're gonna have a very, very hard time for the next couple rounds to come. So much momentum in the hands of Eagle already. Royal Flush has to cut that short fast, or else nothing's gonna or else they're gonna be in a little bit of trouble. Now a little bit of split onto A, but they did place a couple members onto B to see if a
fair
flank
bit of
is gonna try to
though.
come in.
Royal Flush, obviously, I mean, 4-0 down feels bad. Definitely can't be losing this round as Arnie's found 1. Arnie's found 2. That's so bad.
Amazing double from him.
Slurk
And now
from
rotation's
8.
coming in.
Doesn't pan
Rotation's
out.
coming in as now Shababs finds a nice headshot, and now Arnie trying to find just one more kill with only 6 HP to work with, but opts to rendezvous straight out of there, and Eagle with the control of sight. Gonna make it very hard for Royal Flush to retake this, especially since they're all gonna be entering from one angle, which there's so much utility on already.
He's actually watching the door though.
Yep, possibly looking for a nightfall. The haunt comes out, not able to find anyone. I think they do have this site on lockdown. Spray through the box, doesn't find Capper. Spray, swing onto elbow. Cresso finds a nice double, and Hunter's Fury trying to find the bomb diffuser, who doesn't even exist, but Shababs can't find the round, but can he find the ace? Pushes straight into Hookah. And now making his way towards the market, trying to find the ace, but I don't think Cresso is willing to give it to him. Nice quad from him, cutting down the economy of Ego, but Ego end up picking up that round anyways.
1 second.
But Shababs
Cutting down an economy though that's so big. I mean, lowest member still has over 3k. They are fully fine here, and Royal Flush have to go. They do have the Tour de Force, they do have the saved rifle, so that's going to be their main thrust of their buy here. I think I saw a shotgun coming in as well. Some threats for Royal Flush, and they need to get around in soon, or things are going to really start slipping away. I don't know what their attack side looks like, but you can't, I mean, you can't give up like an 8-round half to find it. That pick from Shabs, that 2 pick from Shabs.
nice double kill from him, taking a lot of space towards Showers, and I don't know if they're going to expect this nice Grimwall from Spider, trying to spray down Fox, who does take a bit of damage, and now Beefy the Boy knows that there's 2 playing towards Showers. Shababs, though, very low HP. There's not a lot he can do. Gravity well, not able to find Beefy the Boy, who gives up that forward position, and I don't know if they know that the Viper is playing very close in there with the judge inside of lamps. That might find someone very quickly.
Cresso could have such a big timing. Shabs is super low health.
Beefy Boy playing inside the poison orb, and Shababs with the frenzy, unable to get the kill onto Cresso, who does probably clear that angle, but now the Astra ult comes out. Beefy the Boy with a nice headshot, putting it on equal footing, and now the bomb comes down, and it somehow goes in the favor of Ego. Cresso trying to trying to swing out, but now the Nightfall comes out from the defending side, and Beefy the Boy trying to push through the wall, gets taken down by John Low, who pops the ult, finds a second, and now I think they know where Cresso is, but unfortunately Capper does get taken down, and Cresso now with the gravity well able to stop the defuse at the half, but Jai Rocks pushes towards Showers, and Cresso goes down as John Low gets the defuse, and that is the first round that actually goes in the favor of Royal Flush.
Yeah, they play to
that retake.
They play to the gun they have. They play to the rifle out of Shababs, who does find 2 huge early picks to give themselves the space in that round. And with the way they were set up with the U-Haul judge, that could have potentially been a really easy round for them. Ego plays around it super well, but just doesn't have the numbers to end up converting the round out. And for Royal Flush, I mean, with the lighter buy, that's a huge round to get on the board, to give them some momentum, to give them some eco, and to give them, you know, their first licks in this map and a chance to really on their way back. Spider just going to be safe. Nice utility combination. Spider was able to go around the corner just barely, but does take a bunch, you know, gets punished by the snake bite nonetheless. Does heal himself up, but no armor now.
And now Eagle inching their way onto the B bomb site again with the classic lurk from Cresso.
I've got your trail.
Any Royal Flush members want to push up a little bit too far from the A side, but now the ult from Astra comes down again, but this time it's on B. Aped. The Seeker's trying to find some enemies, but Gyrox and Shababs with a triple spray down. I don't know if they knew that Cresso was a bit of a lurk here, but Shababs absolutely insane spray down. That wall did wonders for him. It's now Cresso making his way up towards long. I mean, what can he really do? 5 members of Royal Flush to deal with. I mean, you can start off with that. Nice kill onto Shabazz to shut down the quad, and the Haunt comes out, not able to find his position. Gets the ult orb, but with only 14 seconds left, there's really not much he can do. Capper, nice spray through the wall, or sorry, through the smoke. Finds the headshot.
Shab's another really, really nice play. They completely just... he and his team just completely locked down B site, and now Ego's starting to run into a wall. See if it's really a brick wall here, if Royal Flush can start putting together a series of rounds. And that economic damage from that round a while ago, that where 4 went down for Ego, it's actually come around to bite them, as that rolling economy has collapsed. They have 1 rifle on board, I think. Definitely fewer than 5.
Yeah, they're finally starting to cut down Ego's econ, and it's really starting to show as the momentum is starting to turn into their favor economically, and in terms of the tide of the game, they're starting to take just a little bit more control. And while the ult from Viper goes down on B, or sorry, wait, yes, that is on B, Fox gonna create a little bit of space for them to push towards Evo. Sorry, towards Elbow. Finds the spray down, and Capper now finding Arnie in the process. But Spider knows he's back sight. Nice right click from him. And now they get control of the B site as well as the Resurrection coming in.
It's very aggressive on the Resurrection. They have 0 control of Hookah. Somebody's getting shot back here. Surely they're not. Spider's looking this way with just the Marshal. What are these timings this round? And Abe is now behind both of them. He's gonna find the first, gonna find the second. What is happening here?
And now it's down to a 3v2. Ego trying to hold down this bomb site as best as possible, but both members of Royal Flush yet again rotating from the CT side. So it's not looking very good for them, but the stun comes in. Beefy Boy gets the spray down, and the pull somehow pulls Cresso into Shababs, straight into his crosshair. And Eagle again turned things around.
There's just so much that goes on there. Beefy the Boy, I said this is such an anti-timing. I didn't know at the time for who, because I just knew somebody was going to get completely destroyed by that Viper's Pit. I thought Beefy the Boy, maybe lurking all the way into Elbow, could have made a huge play. Instead, he ends up being the one caught, but all the damage done across ended up biting Royal Flush so badly, and then just so many anti-timings. They somehow don't see anybody on site from Hookah, and Abe gets the perfect time. It was such a crazy round, and that might hurt for Royal Flush, but they don't seem too phased that they're going aggressive.
Abe with the strafe. Still not finding any kills though, and Royal Flush again playing so aggressively towards Shower, trying to take as much room as they can. I mean, they should really be trying to go for a flank in those other rounds. And Spider, nice spray down through the wall. Arnie swings out, finds the nice micro adjustment onto Capper, and looks like two-pronged entry coming from Ego. Going into the A bomb site, Royal Flush down a lot of members, and so could make it very difficult for them to try to get this retake if they decide that they want to take this site. And Beefy the Boy does expect Shababs to be playing so close. I personally would not have expected that, but
I'm sure he expected it,
I
but
guess
Shabs
the reads.
got caught looking two directions, saw the Asher and Astral form like midway through the spray. He was like,
30
oh, I gotta kill this Asher.
One enemy
What?
remaining.
Ooh,
There was a pixel there?
that was
think that's
a
it.
clean tap from him and a double from Apehead onto Gyrox.
Alright.
Double kill as the attempted entry from Royal Flush, but that first kill though, I don't know about that one.
So first of all, I don't know if it's Aped or Apehead. He also put Ty on the sheet. I don't know what you want us to call you, and I apologize if we've been calling you something you don't want the whole game. Many apologies. But also, Kudetama, this is your first time on the VMix. I do think we get a lower quality than the actual stream gets, so maybe people on stream saw the pixel that we didn't. But as casters, we saw
I did
nothing.
not see anything.
We saw the.
You want to play?
We
Let's
saw the head
play.
through the wall, of course, the
yeah.
the hologram, or the outline, but definitely couldn't tell if he could see anything on screen. We can't even see players' crosshairs sometimes. It waxes and wanes for some reason, but all at the cost of giving you guys a crisp 1080p stream.
Looks like Eagle playing very slow.
Time to
Well, Flush didn't want to, but they paid for it with the first pick. They pay for it with the second pick.
Arnie again on that tour de force towards showers. He's finding so much impact.
I'm starting to wonder.
Those fights.
I'm starting to wonder if Royal Flush overthought themselves banning Breeze. It's
Maybe.
a map they were 3-0 on.
Maybe.
It's a map they were so good on, and yeah,
I
Ego's
mean-
been bad on this map, but so have they. Like, I don't know. Things are starting to fall apart for Royal Flush. They're about to be down 8-2, almost certainly, and I mean they're gonna have to turn around at least an 8-4 half, probably. Things are just. Why didn't they play Breeze?
Not looking good. You know, I don't know. Maybe they just didn't feel like they were gonna be comfortable on Breeze, because again, that is like a bit of a map that not a lot of people like, and so Bind seems like a much more comforting map for a lot of players, except it seems that for Royal Flush, they're deciding to not stick with the statistics here. This is going to be a very difficult retake for them. I doubt they should even try to go for this. I mean, what are they going to find by just trying to go for this retake? Running into Arnie's crosshair, but unfortunately it's Cresso that finds that tap, and I think they know he's playing behind the wall. Can't find the taps. Aped gets the kill onto Capper, and we bring it to 8-2. Ego just defying all expectations, finding so many rounds on Royal Flush. I mean, we did not expect to see this. We didn't expect Ego to put up such a huge amount of fight, let alone actually look good winning against Royal Flush.
I'm going above.
Fortunately, though, Royal Flush might be able to do something with their buy round here, but again, the divide gonna go on the A bomb site, and now Ego have space to take some space onto the site as Beefy picks up a nice headshot onto Gyrox on this entry here. And now the bomb is gonna get planted. Oh,
that was the worst sound I've ever heard.
That was the most disgusting sound I've ever heard. The Nightfall comes down, but it's Beefy the Boy again with a double. John Lowe, though, does use the information to his advantage. Sprays through the wall. The teleport's coming in. Fox.
Oh, Fox.
A triple spray down from him through the wall onto Cresso. And what is that from him through the teleport? Ego just crumbles so quickly. And Fox somehow turns that around for Royal Flush. And, I mean, Apes. He is scared out of his mind right now. Is he gonna try to challenge Fox yet again? The splash tries to get the spray down, but Fox, completely blind, finds the head of Apes, and Fox is an absolute monster inside of the teleport. Finds so many kills on that flank
Yeah,
Onto
that
Ego, and
nightfall out of Capper kept
Wow.
everybody deaf as they went through the teleporter. I think they still had a little bit of time left, being unable to hear. And I mean, that's a play you can get away with even on hearing players, but Fox just perfectly timed, perfectly sprayed, completely shut that round down. And maybe that's the play where things start to turn in Royal Flush's favor. Maybe they start to get themselves back into this map
Absolutely.
and close
They
out the
have another
half here
bye.
off the back of that.
They can't get another buy here, and Ego is starting. Their money is starting to dwindle just a little bit. Now the pit comes out from Viper to cover up the B site. Capper playing with a judge. Very smart play from him. John Lowell playing from triple. Knows that there's, oh my goodness, Fox somehow goes down to Viper and Beefy with a double kill with the Hunter's Fury. How does he even find that on the A bomb site, that double lineup from him. Royal Flush. I mean, if Eagle crumbled that round, this is their comeback. This is the karma in Arnie. With the headshot, Cresso with the bomb down as well. And Capra, what is he gonna do? They know he's CT, they know where he is. They're just rushing straight for him. The Prowler is gonna reveal his position, and he swings out into the crosshair of 3 of Ego's members, and that's a 3-9 on the board.
Well, Fox's play thought they got some momentum going. Yeah, it just wasn't true. I'm not totally sure how the double kill with the Hunter's Fury came through, but it was obviously a massive impact in that round. Fox's head also getting caught. Just absolutely insane plays out of Ego there, and it puts Royal Flush just in an awful position. I mean, 9-3 down on the attack side of Bind. You know, Bind play, most of the maps in Valorant play more even than you might like to think, even at higher levels of organized play, but Bind is definitely defensive sided, and to have to work your way back from this deficit is going to be hugely difficult. Pistol round is needed at like a minimum here, as they've got so much to work against. Though that first pick,
That nice first pick from Gyron.
It's them a nice start.
Opening for them, and Royal Flush trying to push their way, force their way through showers. Fox does get the nice trade, and Spider alone on site playing towards triple. I don't know if he'll expect this. Trying to get some nice taps, finds Shababs, and right click not able to find it. Fox on his second kill, and 8th on the Ghost, brought to a little bit of low HP.
Spike planted.
Flash comes in.
Trade's been good so far for Royal Flush. Have to remain good.
One enemy remaining.
Ooh, the right click from Fox picks up the other classic. Unfortunately, Cresso does find the tap, and now Cresso not in a very good position. His whereabouts are known to Royal Flush, and they can just play this post plant very well, especially since they have 2 members on 2 different angles here, and Capper as well with the Haunt can find all the information he needs. Unfortunately, does not find Cresso, but the timing goes into astral form, and Capper on the frenzy swings out just at the right moment to get that spray down. So good stuff from Royal Flush.
Oh yeah, for sure. First pick by Gyrox is huge there, because then they just played clean trades the rest of the way through, went 1 for 1 on every exchange, and when you're a man up, you can do that, and it works beautifully out. It works out beautifully for them. They get that needed pistol round. They get the first on a still long road to a comeback. Even if we counted this round as all but guaranteed, right? Because they have way better weaponry, which it is not, mind you. Especially as you can see Arnie aggressing out of showers with that headhunter. Did go down at first, so now things much more in Royal Flush's favor. But still, they're gonna be 4 rounds down going into a bonus round with a lighter buy. Just don't have a ton of rounds to work with.
Headhunter trying to find some taps, but Beefy on the classic again finds a kill. Good trade, but they're not clearing the angle. Cresso, a double kill from him, finds the Spectre, finds the triple. Oh my goodness, Ego on the save round. Cresso in the corner with the classic somehow finds all of Royal Flush, and my goodness, that corner was,
I thought Cresso
an
was
absolute godsend from Cresso.
When we switched to that perspective, I thought he was an attacker. I thought he was on their team, because he was kind of, it looked like he was aiming out at his teammate at Beefy. That is
honestly very
a
confused,
heartbreaker
but
for Royal Flush. So many
wow.
things just tilted
Yeah.
against them. Now they have to save. I mean, again, I said that round wasn't guaranteed, but it was going to be difficult even if you counted it as a win and now as a loss with no money in their hands. 11 all but on the board for Ego, and I mean, this upset is materializing quickly.
Barrier created.
Absolutely. I was gonna say, the 3-9 curse could go in the way of Royal Flush, especially since they picked up the pistol round, but now Ego just 3 rounds away from picking up this match. And Royal Flush, again, very low on money. They force bought last round, and so Ego now have the advantage here in terms of
look
guns,
at
in terms
look
of
at the
utility.
position Arnie has gotten into. We briefly
Oh,
showed
what?
it. That is the defensive side chamber. That is not the
Wow.
attacking side chamber.
How did he move his way all the way into shot? Like, he's just holding it.
He walked all the
I
way
mean,
out
I guess,
showers and took
albeit
control of it.
he can't push through, but he has so much flank control now.
30
He
seconds
knows
left.
whether or not they're gonna rotate.
No more Viper.
And aped. Good spray down from him. This should be the round in the bag for Ego as they're quickly running out of time. And Beefy the Boy does get a nice spray down, but trade is there from Gyrox, and Spider forced to fall back from the
Spike
site
planted.
to go for a retake here.
Oh, this timing on the long swing is everything, and Arnie doesn't
Ooh.
find it.
And here's
they-
the double pincer from Ego.
Pinching from every direction, but Royal Flush still has
Yeah.
control of elbow. Spike's kind of planted for them. The first pick, though, going to go the favor.
And they're
Go.
slowly losing control as
enemy remaining.
Presto goes for a kill, and Apehead entry into the bomb site switches to the classic for the triple. That was a good defuse to force Royal Flush's hand for them to make something happen, and Ego from every single angle had all the pressure they need and the manpower as well to make that happen, and now that's 11 on the scoreboard
And not quite the
for
perfect
Ego,
plant.
right.
Not quite the perfect plant for Royal Flush. They had to plant in the corner, and I don't like the decision out of Gyrox to keep pushing through spawn. I think he needs to play with the team there. They just have to rely on a triple stack. Gyrox had the right idea, but the wrong timing, I guess, more than anything. Needed to find one and then
Right.
go back to help defend the spike. Ultimately, just nothing doing, and Royal Flush are now facing a mountain that they would have to climb now to get back into this map, to get back into this series. They were the #1 seed in Premier, and they are 2 rounds away from going down here.
Yep, and Ego still have so much money to work with, and so these next couple rounds are crucial, because if Royal Flush don't turn around every single run of them, then Ego is going to take this, to put it bluntly.
That paint shell just bounced off a Seeker, which as an interaction I didn't know existed, but
I did not know that that could even happen.
the Viper's Pit is up. The Spike, however, isn't down yet. Ego, though, hasn't full rotated towards it, tapping the Spike, but they're not committing
Yep.
to it.
I mean, they
so
have the
much
bomb.
time.
Like, why are they not?
Well, they don't have any
Yeah, I guess they're just
anything,
playing around the.
any hard points to
hit.
plant behind. So if they want to plant, they know
That's
it's
fair
in like a
enough.
sliver.
Ooh, Capper trying to get that spray down, but it's
30
Gyrox
seconds
that finds the kill with the information, and they're not trying to get the bomb down. They're slowly running out of time. Ape pushing through, finds the spray
Spike
down. Now
down
they know where
A.
Fox is. And so that's not looking very good for them, but Arnie in a close corner. Capper takes him down. Ego with 2 members left on this retake. With the Viper's Pit as well, this is going to be so difficult for them. Especially, they're both going to be coming from the same place. I don't know if they're going to know that Capper's going to be holding this corner. That's a nice arrow, but is it going to clear the proper angles?
enemy
Capper
remaining.
from the corner finds the nice taps, and now
I'll find you.
Should be round
Only
said and
one
done,
left.
unless Spider can pull off something insane as the time ticks against him.
yeah, I mean,
Royal Flush, we were talking about, like, dang, how are they not getting the spike down? But it ends up working out for them. They wait out time for the Haunt to come up, and they find a pick off of it. They wait for some other utility. They bait people into into the Viper's Pit and take a couple down, and just firmly take full site control eventually off that. I mean, really, is that first pick with the Haunt that bought them the space. it made it got the defenders eager to make a play and a little over eager going down 1-for-1. And then I mean, what in the world is Arnie supposed to do with an operator that's out of ammo, stuck in that corner?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. So Royal Flush's patience that time pays off. We've seen a lot of hesitation in this series that has punished teams, but in that case, it was to their benefit.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's because they had the Viper's Pit. I mean,
Together.
they're allowed to hesitate with the bomb like that because the Viper's Pit is going to force
You want to play?
a lot
Let's
of,
play.
it's going to force the hand of Ego to maybe try to stop that plant. And Gyrox somehow finds the kill. Even Arnie was on the angle, and now Arnie goes down. Capper does have the Nightfall to work with to try to take this site very, very quickly.
it definitely
Again,
could go down.
two-angled attack is going to force Apehead straight into the snake bite. John Lowell takes him up, though, with a paint cannon. Now the entry is coming in, hopefully, from Ego. But somehow, Sova has gone to such a wide flank, but I don't know if it's going to be even of use as Gyrox picks up the kill with the Tour de Force yet again.
Cressa's location is also noted. He's the last defender on the site. He's
Yep.
going to be going down. So this flank, I mean, he's got a 1v5 to do anything beefy. The boy is.
Die.
He will find the first.
Oh,
So much to deal with, including that paint shell that's going to hurt.
that is definitely...
He's got so much to fight.
put-
Surely this one's not possible, right? Surely.
Right. Surely, beefy. Knows that there's one playing on top of blocks. Unfortunately, Fox is straight on his left there. And as I said before, these are crucial rounds. And now Ego, they've
Still
run out of money. They're forced to go on a save round here.
But we know they're dangerous with that eco. They got so many lurks against that second round of the half when they broke after Royal Flush won the pistol, and it's still so many rounds. And
Yeah, there's
a bit of a force up here, though.
5
Ego
rounds,
getting a bit aggressive with the economy. We'll see how it pans out for them as they want to get aggressive on short. Immediately countered. Immediately
Royal
countered.
Flush.
This was red.
Oh. And so many members of Ego going down. Gyrox on the op and Shababs getting a nice spray down. I mean, this isn't really a round that Ego is supposed to win anyways, and so this is to be expected. But the Grim Wall and the slow Spider, what an absolute menace to wall himself up like that, and he has an op now.
Yeah,
So
but
this might be just a little bit more winnable for them. And Beefy
has
boy,
the
we know.
operator, great weapon for everything but retaking, right? Like, this
Player
is going to be
standing.
rough. Beefy the boy goes down. Honestly,
Bring them down.
could just think
I mean,
about
is he-
saving, and already is running the direction, but they're hunting. They want to find him, and they will.
Yeah, John Lowell on that teleportation does not want him to keep the off. Spider cannot take that away.
Yeah, Spider with
Flush
the
does pick up another kill.
while all the aggression was happening, short managed to lurk by everybody, caught the timing,
Right.
slipped in the net, as it were, all synonyms, but only found the chamber, and after 3 of his teammates were dead, picked up the operator. But I mean, in what world are you doing much with that from the position he was in?
Yeah.
Couldn't even find a
I mean,
singular
if
pick as they
he
came
was
hunting.
if he managed to save that, that could be good in the hands of Ego. But John Lowell on that teleport.
Certainly no
That's
impact
that
on the
though.
round was going to come through, and Royal
Right.
Flush handled the eco this time, the anti-eco, much cleaner. They keep 4 alive, the only one going down to the most unexpected play possible. Gyrox could have been dead sooner than he actually was, but took a little bit more out of I cannot remember who's playing Sage. Spider. It took a little bit more out of Spider than just the gun. Didn't quite catch the optimal timing, but things go the way of Royal Flush there. Again, though, still so many rounds to work back from. They've got to obviously take things 1 round at a time, try to work their way back in slowly. As that
And
Hunter's Fury found a tag.
comes out. Yeah, that comes out a little bit
You want to
early.
find it?
I don't know exactly why he decided to pop it, but I guess
Your fear.
Got the tag on the
sure.
Fox, I think,
Oh
though.
wow, a
Nightfall
lot
comes
of
through.
utility coming from Royal Flush, but they're not
Bomb buddy out.
following
Fake.
up.
It looks like
I
they
guess
want
they're
it to
just
be
trying
a
to go
fake.
for a fake.
They want to leave
This is a high
Fox here
risk,
to
high
lurk.
reward
30
situation.
seconds left.
Yeah,
They
this-
put so many ults
Cresso versus
attacking side at ults on A.
Cresso. Does Cresso have a judge? Oh, is Cresso gonna get caught in this timing? Oh, he didn't see
Wait,
Shabs.
Cresso. No! The timing hurts so bad. Shababs finds him, and the showstopper from Johnlo finds one, but Spider on the
10
res, and
seconds left.
The lurks,
now we
though.
have it down to a 3v3.
Yeah, the lurks sort of paid off, but with the resurrection available out of Spider, that means things 3v3 as Beefy the Boy is brought back onto his feet. That makes this a much more realistic retake. Still difficult, but absolutely possible. This first pick could be everything, though.
Ooh. Nice kill from Gyrox to stop this retake in its tracks already, and two members of Ego to try to make this happen. Gyrox all holding the angle, does not get the tap.
No.
Spider spraying.
Uh-oh.
Gyrox goes down, and there's the gravity
Last
well to
player
stop the
standing.
defuse from coming in. Shababs with the utility stops it, and Spider has nothing to do. Tries to pick up the judge, but goes down to Capper.
Last player
And
standing.
Royal Flush, 4 rounds in a row. Amazing stuff from them.
It is starting to build. They're at least making it look competitive, right? They're not going to go down like
They are
wimps.
keeping it.
And they
yes.
have broken. Ego hasn't won around in a while. Their money is really bad. Yeah, they have max loss bonus, but on the defensive side, you know, you can't get spike plants. They haven't been getting a ton of kills. 3 in that round. That's a little bit of extra money, but I mean, their economy. They're not going to be able to buy twice in a row, right? So their economy is broken once again. Royal Flush starting to build something. Still, though, rounds to go. Gun round, at least 2 more gun rounds before they tie things, and Arnie has the tour de force out.
Nice.
That has already rung out
That
for the
is
first.
going to be a very, very early kill for
They have to shut down
Ego.
Arnie. They can't shut
Yeah,
down
they don't
Arnie.
shut down Arnie. Oh, nice micro adjustment from him. I don't know if he knows there's already one pushed up towards the lamps, though. He might expect it with the amount of smokes that there are. He's already looking towards there.
Arnie's going to throw a wrench in this whole round, this whole comeback potentially.
Absolutely.
Players are rotating back towards
That
they
tour de
can't
force
get
on
the
Arnie is
sight.
just nothing to be reckoned with. Arnie, I feel like he just knows the position of Royal Flush's members just so well, and Enemy the Boy clearing the angle. He's just looking in the corner.
Fox
And now they're
dead.
trying to take some more space towards Lamps, but Shababs takes him out, and now Spider holding a little bit of a corner. Arnie
They're so
holding
aware.
right outside Lamps.
They're hyper aware of the operator.
He
They're
just
playing this so
knows.
smart,
I know, right?
but they still
Arnie
have to
just
deal
knows
with
how to
it.
play with it. But now the Seekers are gonna find all of the positions of the players that they
30
need, and
seconds
Shababs
left.
holding the corner. Spider only with a ghost in hand, but Arnie
Spike
swings
down
out for the
A.
third. Potentially on for the ace
One
here,
enemy
as
remaining.
holding towards triple, finds the 4th, and now with the headhunter now tries to get the taps, unable to get the ace though. Good quad from him. Capper gets instantly traded, and now we're
Match
back
point.
to match point, all due to Arnie's tour de force. And calling a timeout here from the defending side. But my goodness, that again, Chamber is such an impactful agent. He can just, you know, like, you might as well just play him as a duelist. He just has a free op that chambers the bullet very quickly, no pun intended.
Hold now.
And
None of this chamber duelist crap, okay? I don't take that. But
listen,
the tour de
listen.
force,
I
hugely
don't know if you've
impactful
seen,
ultimate
have
there.
you seen the stats like on like professional
He's not a
games?
chamber. He's not a duelist. Chamber is not a duelist, and I won't hear arguments about it in the middle of a timeout. But
Dude, 2 of
we
his
can have an
abilities
argument
are
about
guns.
this after the stream is over. Nonetheless, obviously the tour de force. I mean, the nerf chambers might be coming in
we
the
can
chat.
agree. Yeah, we can agree that the tour de force is having just so much value from both,
Royal
honestly,
Flush-
both sides.
Yeah, Royal Flush was so hyper aware of it, but they couldn't. I mean, they just never left. And Arnie was finally able to swing
feel
back
like-
up off the angles. 4 of his 5 bullets find kills, and the defensive timeout actually came through there. Cresso on Ego called that timeout. That was not a timeout from Royal Flush. And that was our first tag timeout, I think, of the whole series. But definitely wanting to
No,
keep
I think
themselves
there was,
in
I
check.
think there's one more.
Maybe I'm missing one, but Ego wanting to keep themselves in check, wanting to make sure they have a plan for this potentially final round. Royal Flush just saw their comeback potentially evaporate against what, you know, the game calls a thrifty, but we all know a little bit too much to potentially agree with. And this is the aggression. This is the play they wanted, and they're going to find their pick.
Down B.
And Apehead finds an early pick as well, but the C is going to force them a little bit too far back. The Prowlers as well Not able to find anyone. Trailblazer comes out. And the Haunt does not find any of Royal Flush's, or sorry, Ego's members. One of the members of the Royal Flush already taken out super early on in the round, and
down
Arnie
A.
again on the operator finds Capper. Not sure if he knows that the hit is already coming fast. A double satchel from
Dunwall has the spike.
the Rays.
Oh, they're so.
Oh wow,
One
Apes
enemy remaining.
from across the
Spike
map
down
finds
A.
one, and I mean, what can Gyrox really do? A
Teleport's
1v5 with a Vandal in hand. And Ego's looking so much better.
It's all just unraveled in this round. Gyrox has to pull off the impossible. Keep this
30
going.
seconds
Spots out the operator. Spike is also just
He has
down in
30
the worst
seconds.
position. He's
Yeah,
getting
there is-
flanked
I mean-
slowly. They're watching the teleporter. He doesn't really have a play. He does hear Spider behind him.
Oh,
Take him
he
out.
does get a nice spray down, but
There's so much
again,
work
Gyrox,
to do.
yeah, there's nothing he can do. 10 seconds, no
Defenders
time.
win.
Arnie takes him out, and Ego pick up
divided.
2 maps against Royal Flush and move on to the next round of this series. And my god, was this so unexpected from Ego against Royal Flush, the the match favorites,
The number one seed.
Titans of this bracket.
I mean, they tied number 1 seed, and we'll see. I think it was Heroic Heroes were tied with them with 18 wins. We'll see
Right.
what they can do. I don't know if their series is being played tonight or at another time, unfortunately, because of the Valorant servers deciding to go down on Wednesday. Everything's a little chaotic, but first series, and it's already the upset. We see the number 1 overall seed falling to the 4th seed, a team that only got here off of their very last series, and you know, they more than showed that they were ready for this. They played well on Ascent, a map that they, you know, a map that was their map pick, but a map that I think Royal Flush was very ready to take them on, but couldn't win.
Right.
They played super well on Bind. They were extremely ready for their attack side. They took 9 rounds on attack, and they were able to close it out on the defensive side after a little bit of turbulence off some huge plays and just picks in that final round. They had that set piece ready off the timeout. It was just too good, and it was too overwhelming.
Yeah, we saw a glimpse of what could have been a comeback from Royal Flush, but Ego kept it consistent throughout their defending side, and fortunately for them, they were able to keep going. They were able to win that half, and again take the game against the team that, like, realistically, they should have really lost against, with one of the 2 of the best players in the league.
I mean, that's what you get when you're prepared, right?
Yeah.
Team Ego clearly
At the
came
end
into
of
this
the
with a
day-
game plan, earned their spot in the finals by taking this series 2-1 on maps that Ascent was their pick, in a map they were 5-3 on, but I mean, that's not a super outstanding record. It's also a map that they'd lost to this very team before. And yeah, Fracture, a bit of a throwaway, but Bind, a map they hadn't even won on before. Again, have to wonder if Royal Flush should have gone for Breeze instead, a map they're so good on, but a map they decided to shy away from in favor of Bind. And they end up getting punished for it. They were ready. Ego was clearly ready for Bind, and it showed, and it got them the win here. It got them the series win. It's got them catapulted now into the grand finals. Only 2 rounds of the playoffs here. Only 4 teams made playoffs in Premier and Contender, so we're going straight to finals. Their opponent probably still to be determined. I'll actually check really quickly, just see if that's come through. I don't know if that was tonight or not.
Yep.
I don't have a result, so I have no idea. But for now, that will do it for us on the stream. Congratulations to Anti-Tilt's Team Ego for taking this series 2-1, earning their spot in the finals and a chance at a championship. That'll do it for us here tonight. I have been Chill the Rose. Kudetama, you've been casting with me all night.
Yeah.
Our production team has included Mr. Ramen, who is our producer. Joshing You was briefly on replay before it broke, because it always breaks. Trisente and Nadesy were our observers. Thank you guys for coming out. And we'll be back around, whenever we get a finals. I think maybe Sunday, but if not, whenever we get a finals ready to stream to you guys, which will be our last couple of streams of the season. Until then, Thank you all for coming out. Have a fantastic night.